button.
I knew it.
I hit the button, and now we're live.
Okay.
There we
All right, we're good, but don't go quite yet. Okay, we're good. Hey, hello. It is the Go Birds podcast presented by the Bet Parks Casino and Sportsbook app. You love to play, you play to win. You bet. Bet Parks. Eliot Shorr-Parks, James Seltzer with you. What up, pal?
What up? How's it going?
What up? Look
How
at you. You look cash. You got the coat over
Feel
the
relaxed.
soccer kit.
Yeah.
You do
Well,
look
Leeds plays today.
Oh,
so I had
important.
to
You had
wear a little something.
You represent.
Yeah, always.
You-
Good luck thing. Good luck.
Ironically, I would say that you and Leeds, just specifically Leeds, you might have more team spirit than anyone I've ever met.
I love having team spirit.
I know.
I'm always into team spirit.
I
Yeah.
know.
It's fun. Like, well, again, it's like when I go on these trips with Eagles fans, like I love the spirit of it.
Yeah,
I love
I
seeing
know.
what people wear, what little paraphernalia, little creativity. Dude, there was someone at the bar in LA on Saturday night. I think it was either Friday.
Was this the picture you sent me? The Go Birds thing?
No, that one was awesome.
Super creative.
That one
too.
was
Yeah,
super awesome. Yeah. This dude, for those that didn't see the picture, which would be everybody video.
Yeah.
This guy had like a necklace chain on and had a huge, like, what do you call him? Like
Neon. It almost looked like a neon.
It's like a bar sign.
sign,
And it said "Go Birds," which was awesome, which was really cool.
Yeah.
And it was fun to meet him. He was a good guy. But in addition, there was this guy at the bar. Two guys. They had matching jackets, which already I'm in on. But they were
matching jackets.
They were white blazers. They were white blazers, and they had like painted / airbrushed like Dawkins, Reggie White, like Nick Foles, like all these guys on there. And it was one of those things where they walk in the bar and they're just like, yeah, I know. Like, yeah, I'm aware that I have on the flyest thing in this bar. Yeah. There was no questions asked. Like everyone even I was like, yo, that's a sick jacket.
I love it.
So it was very cool. Yes. But yeah, I love team.
Well, I don't even know with the flyest guy in the bar. That's not something that competes for me dress wise.
Well, you look fly. Look, you might be the flyest guy in the bar on Saturday.
Yeah, it's possible. So Saturday,
it's happening, which is crazy. Is it really week 13? I feel like that can't possibly be.
And we're like,
correct.
oh, we're going to Baltimore. It's like, well, that's not happening forever.
Yeah.
No, we're
it's
going.
like here all of a sudden.
So we're going to Baltimore Saturday.
I can't wait.
Go Birds.
Yes.
Road game of the year, our annual tradition.
A roadie.
A roadie. Yes.
Yeah.
It's our roadie.
Yes.
Oh, that makes me so happy. So if you are going to Baltimore, and I know we've talked to a bunch of people I know, like Mike in New York is going, Richie from the Northeast, Justin Richmond.
He is going. Have we gotten?
He's going to the game for
Okay,
sure.
So
He will
not
be there.
Saturday.
Yes.
Right.
JMU lost, so they won't be in the playoff or whatever.
Oh, no.
Doesn't have to worry about that, so we're in good shape. But yeah, it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have such a great time down there.
Yeah.
Come hang out with us. If you're not already going, fans of Philly, it's such an easy trip.
Yep.
Saturday night. So we're going to do our radio show on Saturday.
1 to
Parks,
3.
So I'll just still call in, be there for that.
Parks Casino
and then Elliot and I hopping in the car, little road trip down to Beemore.
We're just going to stay on 95.
Yeah, we're going.
Normally we get off.
Yes, normally we get off at Philly. Keep on going.
Keep on going right down to Baltimore.
So we hit Baltimore.
Probably get in around 5. Yeah, maybe grab a bite to eat. Who knows?
And
then
go time.
And then it's time to all hang out.
And then we're all hanging out. That's the whole reason we're going.
And then the team spirit.
Like the football game is nice. I'd rather watch it home on my TV. I'm going to hang out with as many fans, as many people as we can.
When we picked the game, we picked it for a few reasons. Like more people go because of the travel.
Because last year we did Dallas.
Last year we did Dallas, which
it was amazing, but it was a flight. Yeah. So this is easier.
Dude, the game couldn't have worked out better.
It is
in terms of like, it's
game.
a huge game. It's also
the 425 like solo game that like everyone will be watching.
You ready for
football in America?
This is football.
Oh,
this game right here. This is
2 running teams.
Yeah.
In December.
Cold.
December 1st, no less. It's like it's go time.
Not in a dome. Everyone can be cold outside and make it feel like football.
I bust up my long johns. Let's go.
I know you're wearing the long johns. No questions asked. Yeah.
Well, I'm wearing them tonight for Turkey Bowls, like a trial run. And
also
then
football.
Sunday. Yeah. Oh, I'm about as footballing up for Thanksgiving as anyone.
You are gonna have a lot of football.
It's a big weekend for your boy here. Yeah.
So
not much of a time off for Thanksgiving.
Why would you?
But it's fun. I'm doing fun things, but constant action.
So for those,
there will be no classic hang out at home and watch movies days for your boy. This.
I'm sure on Friday you'll find a way to watch.
I gotta go. We're going to a party on Friday. So, I know.
Bitches.
I know.
It sucks to be James.
Doing things.
To be so popular. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
To constantly be wanted places. What a burden in your life. If only you could be less popular. So anyway, on Saturday night, if you're like DM us on the Go Birds Twitter account. I'll check. I know obviously you won't.
I will not.
But
Or DM
fans of
Elliot or
Philly,
whatever,
I'm sure we'll send an email out giving you all the details. I'm in contact with Joe, and we'll tweet it out from the Go Birds account as well. If you remind me to do that.
Oh,
Well,
I
I'll
will
try to
remember. I will
and I'll
remember
tweet it
to
out.
tell you.
I have
to
it
do
on my
things.
phone. Yeah. So Saturday night,
It's on my phone, guys. Don't worry.
I'm pumped. Yeah. Well, it's not. I'm sure it's not on your phone.
It's not.
Right.
Honestly,
So
I
it'll be
wouldn't
a
even know how to
team- a
sign
team
in to
thing
the
here.
Go Birds again.
Yes.
Yes.
So I have
Text
another.
Tucker who will be in Philly to tweet out for us in
Right.
Baltimore. Yeah.
It's a shame you're not coming to Baltimore. Actually.
Yeah,
Where
what
you
the
at
hell?
with that one?
Yeah, you guys didn't invite me.
That's true. Actually.
Well, it was
I feel like it was
implied.
bit assumed.
Yeah,
But
it was implied. Like,
yeah.
you're
Would you
invited
want?
everywhere.
Would
we
you
go,
want to come to
Tucker.
Baltimore?
I'm busy. I mean,
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
gonna do halftime?
You too.
Who's
So
gonna do
popular.
postgame?
That's a good point, actually.
I got to do pregame.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, we'll
Can't
have
be
to
doing the
talk about
pregame
those.
show from a tailgate.
Can't is a word.
Can't, won't.
Yeah.
Depends.
Yeah.
Shouldn't.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's
There
a
you
word.
go.
Yeah, that's a word.
All right. So I have an overarching thought before we get into Saquon.
Okay.
So I know you'll sympathize with me on this one.
Okay.
And to be clear, I know I'm not playing in the games. Everyone knows that.
I cannot
be-
wait to see where this
It'd
is
be
going.
very apparent if I was playing in the games because I'd be scoring a touchdown. But
what a throwback.
so
Done.
I think this is worth mentioning as we get to this point of the season. I think the Eagles have had a tough schedule. And I don't think we take into account all the travel they've done. And I say this to say, I'm getting tired of the travel.
Well, you don't have to travel anymore after that. I mean,
well,
no
but
more
it
planes.
sounds like it's nothing. But so they've gone Brazil, Tampa, New Orleans, Cincinnati, New York. They went out to LA. They get home Monday morning. They then go out to Baltimore on Sunday. I know I'm feeling it. It just is what it is. And you know me, I very rarely complain about
That's true.
right?
This is not a normal complaint.
Right. I think the wear and tear on this team, this travel schedule, we talked about when the schedule came out, how they were only going to have 2 or 3 true home games, right? They've played the Falcons at home coming off Brazil, but the Falcons at home, the Jags, Washington, and Cleveland. We're in week 13. They've played, is that correct? 4 true home games?
Yeah.
That's absurd. I know that, they travel first class and I get all that. I'm just saying, for me, that's done all of them. I know I'm feeling it. When I got home from LA on Monday, I was like, wow, I can't believe, I'm pumped to go to Baltimore. But I can't believe in 5 days or whatever, I'm going to Baltimore. I did the Players Lounge with Jordan Mailata on Monday. He seemed tired, man. I think this schedule and this travel is catching up to him. And I think the benefit is going to be they'll be home a lot for the last month. So they'll get to rest up. And look, they might not get on a flight again until New Orleans. There's that real possibility.
Theoretically, Detroit, whatever.
Right. But when the schedule came out, we talked about how hard all that travel was going to be. And I think now it's an appropriate time to bring it up. I'm feeling it. So I can only imagine the players who are physically going out. It has to be exhausting to constantly be traveling, staying in hotel rooms. You have 4 true days at home before you're back. I think going into this Baltimore game, that is something to consider.
So I get it. I think it's a very fair point. I've talked about the travel all year and all that. It is funny that you bring this up today because for the first time earlier today, I actually had the opposite thought.
Interesting.
I had kind of an easy schedule for the Eagles. When you
So I'm
look
not talking opponents.
I get it,
Yeah.
but opponents are part of it. I get it. The travel matters.
Right.
But the opponents have been pretty easy comparative, especially the last year. I was looking at Baltimore's schedule, and Baltimore's just played more tough games than the Eagles. It isn't arguable. There are more tough teams when you look down their schedule than on the Eagles schedule. I'm not criticizing. I don't think the Eagles have a super easy schedule, but comparatively, I do think it's super important. I mean, the second place schedule has made a difference as opposed to the first place schedule. I think it matters.
Yeah.
I do think.
I don't think they've had a murderer's row of opponents.
They just haven't.
Now,
they just have not.
I do think
flat out. I mean, when you look at the Packers, clearly their best win in terms of opponent. By far, it's not even close. That's the best team they've beaten. After that, it's probably Washington. It's LA. They have not.
You think the Packers are way better than Washington?
Yes.
Okay. I don't have a strong opinion.
I do, but I also feel that win is kind of ephemeral. I don't know if that win really.
Yeah, I mean, I do think Washington prime time at home
not
is
Washington.
their best win.
Yeah, I think it's probably their best win.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Or honestly, last week in LA might be their best win, just going across country and beating the crap out of a solid team. But my point is, they don't. They haven't had to play the heavyweight. Not that there are that many, but the Ravens will be the first real deal heavyweight football team that they play, unless you consider Green Bay one, and that was week 1 in Brazil.
Yeah, or so Washington again. I'm not high on Washington. That's fine. I'm just saying Washington was 7.
As right now, they're the 7th seed. I'm just saying they're not a heavyweight. They're a playoff
Yeah,
team.
that's
I'm
fine.
just saying,
I agree with you. I agree.
so
with
I
you.
do think, whereas last year you had San Francisco, you had Kansas
Yeah,
City,
they had the gauntlet.
Buffalo,
Yeah.
like they had
like
all
true
these
blood,
real
like,
teams.
Yes, yeah.
So I get your point. I do think the travel matters, but I also do think that schedule wise, they really, especially with the way it's shaked out in terms of not playing teams coming off buys this week. I mean, they have to go to Baltimore. Luckily, the same week, Baltimore's playing a Monday night game in LA.
Which
like,
I'm
really,
sure is really hard.
Really,
Yeah.
like, so I do think that while you're right about the travel, I do think outside of the travel from opponents and the way the opponents have shaked out coming into the games, I think it's actually been an amazing schedule.
So I'm not going to fight you hard on this one. I would push back just like a little, just because I do think you have to take the travel into consideration.
Well, they're both.
I'm saying.
I'm saying the travel matters, but
but also like when they played the
outside
Saints,
of Brazil, though, like if you hadn't had to go to Brazil, I don't think it would be that bad.
Right.
I just think the Brazil thing, which is why I hated it. See, I said you're starting off with this freaking weird travel thing that throws the whole thing out of balance.
And to be like,
they're 9-2, by the way.
Well, no, I know. But what I'm saying real quick though, like I do think the Saints game was tougher at the time than it looks like now.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Yeah, they've not played the opponent like last year. To your point, you went like to Kansas City. That's like a test, right? Like Buffalo, San Francisco, at Dallas, like all of those are big tests, right? Like, and to your point, like this year when they had to go to Dallas, they got Cooper Rush. Like that's a major break for them. I don't think this schedule, and you're not saying this, I don't think it's been an easy schedule.
No, I think because of the travel, it hasn't. But if they hadn't had to go to Brazil, like if they had played that,
but it's
first
not
game
about
at
going
home,
to Brazil.
No, I'm just saying without the Brazil game, I don't think the travel is that crazy. Like it's like a normal. It's a lot early in the season. But if they had played that first game at home and not gone to Brazil, I don't think it feels
right. I just think it's the accumulation of it all.
That's
like
let's
say they went to Green
Brazil,
Bay.
I don't think but they wouldn't. It would have been a home.
No, I
game.
know. I'm just
the
saying
whole point
on a
is,
flight.
I'm just saying that I think that it's because of Brazil that it feels this way. I think the Brazil thing.
I think it's part of it for sure.
Is a massive reason that I think outside that, like it's not that crazy. They had to go to California. They go to California every year. It feels like,
but it is pretty crazy.
It's not that crazy.
It is pretty crazy to play 4 home games.
Right, but if they play that Green Bay game at home, it's a whole different discussion that we're having.
Right.
You know?
Right. I agree. But
so,
they did go
regardless.
Yeah.
I did. I know. I'm just saying I think the travel part is a fair point, but I'm saying everything outside the travel I think has been easy. So I think my point is at the end of the day, I think it's more an easy schedule than a hard schedule.
Honestly, like I'm actually in the middle on it. Like maybe because I'm tired from all the schedule.
Probably
but like I think your points are fair. I just like
you're feeling it.
Yeah. And like I very rarely pull this card, because like as someone that's done all the travel, like I feel for the players. I'm sure it's very hard. Like
maybe you're just getting older.
Well, that's definitely the case.
Yeah, maybe you just don't have the same stamina.
I know. Amen. But and I do kind of think that matters, like going into the Baltimore game, like on how I think often with each game, and we talked about this prior to Cincinnati. Like, and I'm not saying this is an acceptable loss, although that's probably where I would fall with it if you ask me.
You gotta stop with the acceptable.
I'm just letting you know how I feel.
No one likes it.
I know.
It's the kind of thing when you say it, every single listener cringes.
That's how I feel.
They all.
Yeah. Well, but I think it's the truth.
No.
But regardless,
it's a phrase that should not leave your mouth.
I'll be like, if they can go to Baltimore this week and beat the Ravens, I will be like uber impressed.
Well, I'm already uber impressed with this team.
No, I am too. Yeah. But like, and if
I agree.
If they go and they lose by 3, I'm not going to be like, oh, they're a fraud.
Baltimore
like they
needs the game more.
Yes.
I don't think any of us will. Like I again, outside of them losing like 50-0 and they look horrible and we're like, what happened? I don't think anyone's coming out of this game being like, no matter what happens, being like, oh, the Eagles, that was a massive disappointment.
Yeah, you know? I do think though the kind of, which is the fun part.
They're not going to win all their games.
No, I know, but I think the fun part of this game is, and you guys asked Nick about this, and I thought Nick's answers on the morning show were really good.
I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah. By the way, what a football guy quote, being like, "Don't tell me Happy Thanksgiving till practice is over."
Oh,
like,
he's great, dude. He's laser focused. Like he won't even give on that. Like, is this a bait? Do you feel?
Yeah, he won't give. Yeah,
he's like, nah. Football.
Well, you know what else I was thinking?
Whoever's next on the schedule
during the interview, and maybe we'll put it in the feed. I did think it was a really good.
I thought he was
came across really good. Yeah,
I thought Nick was outstanding.
But I also think it was.
You giving Nick Sirianni credit? What a nice thought.
Well, your island status, by the way, very up in the air after the Mike McDaniel's take. But it's fine.
I think that
Thanksgiving.
It has nothing to do with Nick. This has to do with what's right.
I know. What I was gonna say was, I think that interview, because we've talked so much about Nick and Jalen, like their relationship, how they're so different. Like, I think that interview is such a good indication of how at their core they're so similar. Like they just are. Like they are both like born into high school football, like dads that are coaches. Like I'm sure Jalen is very like I'm sure Jalen and Nick love to spend time with their family, but I'm sure both of them are like a little annoyed that they have to leave early on Thursday for Thanksgiving. Like and you talk about like laser focus, right? Like seriously, you don't think Jalen would give like probably shorter answers, but extremely similar answers to that?
Probably,
Like,
yeah.
like I just think at their core, and this is what I've always said, like they're so similar.
So
like they
I
act
don't-
differently, but they're
yeah,
so
I
similar.
think what you're trying to get to, it's not that they are similar. I think they are very different as human beings. I think that they are both, that the way they are the same is that they are both defined by football.
Yes.
And that's
Yeah.
it. And that is their whole lives.
Yes.
And there's nothing else. Like they love their family, whatever, but like everything takes a backseat to football. They view the world through the prism
that's
of
why I think
football.
they're similar.
Yeah. But I think that's the way they look at things and the way but like in terms of like personality and the way they are, I think they're completely different human beings.
I agree with that.
So, but I think what you're getting at is that they have the same outlook, the same wants, the same, like they want the same thing.
All right, how
out of
about
life.
this? Tell me if this expression works. I think they're cut from the same cloth.
There you go.
Right? And then from there, like there's differences,
Yeah.
right?
But massive, gigantic personality differences.
But like they are cut from the same.
There you go.
And I think that answer, and this is why when there was all like the fighting or whatever, I always thought it wasn't beyond repair for them to. Because I do think at the core they have such a thing.
They want the same thing. So
yeah.
Emily and I have one of the big beliefs that I've always had about any relationship, and Emily and I, we always talk about it, is you need to want the same things out of life.
Yeah.
You need to want to head in the same direction, whether it's kids, whether it's a job,
right.
whether it's this, whether it's just what you want out of life, the type of life you want to live, like where you want to live, all these things. Like you need to want the same things, or at least want close enough the same things that you can adjust and whatever. And I think that Nick and Jalen both want the same things. And I do think that's a really important thing in a relationship.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think that sometimes because Nick gets portrayed as like silly on the sideline and Jalen gets portrayed as very serious, that they're viewed as, and they are different. Cause I think the way you're putting it is correct. Like they are different in a lot of ways, but they are rowing in the same direction.
Mm-hmm.
And I also think what makes them similar is they are rowing at an equally aggressive speed.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they
like
both only care about
exactly. Like they are like gung ho, full stop. Like Jalen having the picture of him walking off the field in the Super Bowl with the stuff. Mm-hmm. Like I've been around Nick. Like I know that Super Bowl like ate him alive.
No
right.
doubt.
So I think that is a very big similarity where it's like, yeah, I'm sure they're both excited for Thanksgiving. We all know Nick loves his family. I know people don't love that Nick loves his family, but Nick does.
Stop it.
But Nick does love his family, right? And Jalen does too. But
should I bring Zoe into the pod?
I would love if Zoe came in. I would. Let me tell you this.
You would love it until Zoe started talking to your ear off while we're trying to do a podcast. And then you would love it less.
Once every 25 pods, I'd be okay with it. I would be happy. She could come in and do the Zoe.
Yeah.
But yeah. But that was my main takeaway from the Nick thing. It's just like the words sound different and the phrasing is different, but like the message is the same. And I do think that's probably a big reason they've been so successful together. Like they are able to give the same message to the players. And I think that really matters.
I agree with you.
I forget where I was going with this.
I think you went there. I think that was it.
No, but I feel like the Nick thing was a side thing.
No, it was talking about the interview and him and Jalen being the
same. Yeah. Oh, I think this is where I was going with it. Is I think if they go to Baltimore this week, like it's a good test for them. And I think it'd be an incredibly impressive win. But I think all they need to do really is compete. And I think the reaction to them losing, I'm worried could be, oh, they faced a big boy team and they lost. And I don't have that feeling going into the game. Yes, if they lose 35-3, of course you'll be like, uh-oh, right? That was bad. But I don't think they will. Like I think they'll go, they'll compete. We'll see what happens. But it's a big one for sure.
Yeah, no, it's a massive, massive game. It's I think, pretty agreed upon best team that's on their schedule this year. I think we've all.
Although Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I know Pittsburgh beat Baltimore.
Beat them.
Yeah,
I mean,
I just can't get
Pittsburgh's
as scared
one.
as Baltimore.
I agree with you.
And again, look, the
I'm
Packers,
not as afraid as Russell Wilson.
Packers are 8-3. Like, no big deal.
Can I be honest about the Packers?
You clearly don't take them seriously. It's very clear.
I don't take them seriously, number one. But I also I don't know. I just don't think they played the Packers, if that makes sense. Like I know
feel
they
that
did
way too, where it's like the game is a toss away.
Yeah, it was the first game of the season. It was like I get they did, right? And
I agree with you.
I don't know when they play in the playoffs. I don't know if I'll be Mr. Well, they already beat them once. Like we'll project.
Oh,
the
I agree with
game.
that.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would, but I think you have to include it when you talk about like their best win. Like,
Yeah, for
they
sure.
still did beat a good
Yes,
team.
and going to Brazil is an added component of the tough win.
Yeah.
Their path to the Super Bowl might end up being pretty hard, by the way.
Well,
if they're the 2 seed, which I think.
So if things shake out now, they would play Washington in the first round,
which I think is
easy.
I think
it's
I don't
pretty
think
easy.
easy.
I am pretty done with Washington. Like, I think Washington
that's fair.
I think
But
Washington
it's not like playing the
had
Giants.
a really nice start, and I think they're
I will
down.
put it this. What do you think was
I'm not even sure they'll be the 7th seed. I think they will, but like, I don't think it's a lock that Washington makes the playoffs.
I don't disagree with you, right? But which would you say would be an easier game, Washington or when they played the Giants in 22?
Oh, the Giants.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
what I
anything
mean.
easier than the Giants.
I agree
That
with
was
you.
about as easy a playoff game as they'll ever
Yes,
play.
that's
We
what
knew
I'm
it going
saying.
in. They won 38-7.
Yeah, I think Washington would
I
be
don't
a
think
little.
it could possibly be easier.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think Washington would
So
be a
I would
level
rank
up of that.
like, so then you would play. I guess it would depend on seed. Do they reseed in the NFL? They don't, right?
No, they do. reseed.
Okay,
They do
so it
reseed.
depend on if Minnesota.
So you would
or
play.
Green
It'd be
Bay.
2 versus 7.
Right,
to
and
start.
then it would be 3 versus Green Bay, I guess.
3 versus 6. Tucker, do you
Yeah,
have
so
a,
it'd be 3 versus Green Bay. So it'd be the whoever wins the West or the South, whoever,
right?
And then the other winner of that division would play Minnesota.
Because there's a
As
world.
of today, or no, I'm sorry, Minnesota first, then Green Bay. Yeah, I was right. 3 versus 6, 4
Right.
versus 5. Minnesota would be the 5. So I was right. Nailed it.
So
Nailed it.
yeah,
Falcons Vikings round 1 game. Can't wait.
what a Saturday 1 o'clock game that is. Like
Yeah.
Washington, Green Bay, Detroit is a pretty tough stretch.
I think Green Bay and Detroit are tough. Yes, I think Detroit alone is tough.
I
Again,
think
I can't
you're
get past the
underestimating
Washington.
Washington a little.
Yeah, I think I'm.
And I think we're
again,
on the
I don't
same
even know
page
that-
some ways, but like they have Jaden Daniels, they have Terry McLaurin.
Yeah,
like,
I'm just not scared of Washington.
It's
anymore.
fine.
I think Washington is again. I think they're a night. It's a great year for them and all that. But like, I think they will when we get to the playoffs. Everyone will be like, oh, they're not.
yeah. Look. I will pick the Eagles to win the game, and it would be a bad loss, but
Like, my point is, of all those teams we just
it's
mentioned,
also the 3rd time you play.
maybe
them.
ironically, the Falcons, the only team the Eagles lost to of this group.
I think that'd be the easiest game.
The Falcons are the only team I would want to play more than Washington. Go Falcons, Washington, Minnesota. Falcons, Washington, NFC West winner, Minnesota.
What about like
Packers, Lions. That's why I said NFC West.
I think
winner.
NFC West would be my top choice, other than San Francisco.
No, I'd rather play Washington than whoever wins the NFC West.
You'd rather play Washington than Seattle?
I don't think Washington's good. Yeah, I mean Seattle. I don't know.
Coming across country,
It's all the same. Like those three. I think those 3 are the clear bottom. I would put the rest above.
What about Seattle or Arizona?
I'd rather
play Seattle. Just putting that out there. Kyler's more dangerous to me. The Gannon knows the team.
Yeah,
thing.
I know.
If what's worth the
either one
outcoach
would be on the
Nick when
road.
they played.
I don't care. The Eagles beat either of those teams here.
They should.
I'm not worried
Yeah.
about it at all.
Arizona would be the worrisome one.
Yeah, it wouldn't work.
All right, I'll pick them to win, but
Yeah, I'm not scared of Arizona.
until Kyler's running all
They just
around,
lost to
Gannon.
They just lost. To
I know they
Seattle.
got embarrassed.
Yeah,
too.
Seattle handled business again.
Yeah,
As I
Kyler
said
not
they
a good
would.
game.
No big deal. You tie me
Kristen,
again.
very
I
upset.
take a 2-point lead.
Yeah.
Two game lead again.
I know
But
it really's gone back and forth.
I know.
But we're both crushing it.
Like
I will say,
we're
it's
both more than
unbelievable.
30 games above 500. It's honestly.
I'd be curious to know how
most
many
ridiculous thing.
handicappers that pick
N-
every single game.
Dude,
are-
if you're like 57% as a handicap, you're
That's what
doing
I'm saying. I'd
amazing.
be
We're
like-
like 60-something%. It's
unbe-
amazing.
Yeah,
All right.
Saquon.
Let's get this. Hold on.
Oh.
Mike Quick, Seth
Hmm.
Joyner. We mentioned Saquon. Let's mention some other legends. Mike Quick,
Yes.
Seth Joyner, Jody Mack, Mark Zumoff, Rob Ellis, Joe Conklin, and us. Eliot Shorr-Parks, James Seltzer. We have the Bet Parks lineup. Bet Parks, the official sportsbook and online casino of the Go Birds podcast. It's the only one we use, the only one we recommend. Best out there. Every weekend, Bet Parks, listen to this, prevents the double the spread deal. This is such a cool thing. On one
Dude, the
select
one
pro
week
football
they did
game.
it was like
It's been
Chicago
it's been a
plus
winner, I
11.
believe. Or no,
Yeah.
I think actually was a loser. Either way,
it's almost free money. I mean, double the spread is
Yeah.
absurd.
it's outstanding. So check the site Friday afternoon. You can find out what game it is. Doubling the spread. Plus, you bet more than the score. You bet player touchdowns, rushing yards, passing yards, so much more. You can join us now on the Bet Parks app. Bet on all the games. So much. Again, actually listen to our bets this year.
For real.
Take our picks, and you would be way up. Right.
I would love to do the math on how much you'd be up.
a ton, and for 60-something%.
If you bet,
Are you
let's
kidding
say,
me?
I mean,
You'd
$10
be
a
able
game
way-
would be a lot, but like
you would be
would,
way up.
yeah, you would have a lot to play with.
Yes,
if you did it.
yeah, you'd be kicking ass, is what you'd be saying. Plus, in addition to that, when you get the Bet Parks Casino and Sportsbook app and you're in, you also got a casino right at your fingertips. You can play blackjack, craps, roulette,
Baccarat.
Hot online slot games based on your favorite TV shows like Breaking Bad, Peaky Blinders, and so much more. Enjoy all the action of casino right at your fingertips. Plus, listen to this deal. New users, if you sign up now, download the BetParks online casino and sportsbook app. You get up to $1,000. Yes, $1,000. Nailed it.
Thank you.
Oh, jinx.
Oh, yeah, good one.
Casino bonus back if you're down the first 24 hours. Casino bonus must be wagered. See betparks.com for the details. You must be 21 and in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, or Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Hey, Elliot.
Yes, hello.
How you doing?
Good. As I mentioned, I'm tired from
Did you know that I just read that according to industry experts, heating costs are going to go up again this winter? Ready for this?
I'm not.
Up to 23%, depending on where you
Dude,
live.
23% is a wild.
It's almost a quarter. Like,
to
that's
go,
a significant number.
Well, here's why, James. That's why I'm not looking forward to that. I can only imagine if the bill arrived and it was 23% more. I don't know if I'd financially
Did
recover.
they bill me wrong?
Yeah. Well, I would never know because Kristen's the one that looked at it.
Neither.
Well, I would know when
Emily would be furious.
I know I would know when she came downstairs and was like, guess what? Yeah, you have to give me more money. But I know someone who can help. Window Nation helping relationships everywhere. If you think about it that way. Window Nation is bringing back its incredible Black Friday offer, which, by the way,
coming up
2 days away.
Yeah, get on it now.
Can't wait to shop.
Like right now.
Yeah, get 50% off all window styles, and that includes, ready for this, bays, bows, double hung, sliders, single hung, picture windows, and even more styles of windows you probably even know existed.
I didn't. I
would hope at this point you would.
As we said last time, I'm a double hung guy.
Yes.
Big double hung guy.
Yeah.
Pay nothing. Listen to this. Again, I often have to double check what I'm reading when I say these things because it seems so absurd that a company would offer this, but it is. Pay nothing until 2025. Pay no interest for 5 full years. 5. Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
And through the end of the month, which is coming up here, you receive an additional 10% discount. Get your windows installed by Window Nation in 1 day.
Dude, the no interest for 5 years. Me and Kristen buy furniture sometimes. We'll get no interest for a year, and it's like, what a gift.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
What a miracle.
So here's the deal. You call Window Nation. You get top-tier windows from Window Nation at a fraction of the cost of other big names. But hurry up. The sale ends December 1st, which is, I don't know, 4 days away. What's today? The 27th?
3 days.
So act now before.
But 30 days. Yeah.
So 30 days has.
In November.
Yeah. Okay. So act now before this offer ends.
You were about to do the thing.
I love that song. I would argue it's the most helpful song of my lifetime.
Yeah, it's good.
Is there any song that's more helpful?
I mean, the alphabet.
It's a good one, but I don't know if you need that.
Yeah, like, you need to sing it.
You need the letters, but what you need to know how many months.
So anyway,
yeah.
Visit windownation.com to get 50% off all window styles plus 0% interest for 5 full years. Take an additional 10% off as part of their Black Friday special. Schedule your fast in-home estimate right now at 866-90-NATION. That's 866-90-NATION. Or visit windownation.com.
Tell them go Birds night.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good job. It took a second.
I'm not good at the pressure of like knowing what to say. Even the Baccarat thing.
Yeah,
like
for those who can't see, if you're not watching YouTube, check us out on YouTube. We always have fun. And
especially post game.
Yeah, probably not this post game.
We'll
do it the next day. We'll figure it out. We'll see what happens. But
I'll be there.
Every other game, YouTube, we're writing game, and Elliot will be there.
Yes,
right?
We will be there.
YouTube. We will be there. So check us out there. But so those who weren't watching, I pointed to Elliot there to give the tell him go Birds.
Yeah.
He just froze.
Took me half a second.
I saw you looking at me like with panicked eyes. I was like, oh no, do I have to?
Yes. By the way, did you see Vanderpump Rules got canceled?
Oh no, I didn't. Oh,
well, no, I should rephrase.
I'm so sorry, buddy.
Like, not canceled. They're rebooting the whole set, the whole cast. Sad. What's funny is I just went to Sir in LA.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's my fault, but like I went there and now the entire cast is gone. It's sad.
Why would they do that? I don't know.
I agree with you, James. Why would they do it? Why would they do that?
I mean, I'm sure you're gonna watch the new cast.
I'll give it a shot. I definitely will.
But you're really down about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of the best shows of my lifetime. And I think it's one of the most important shows of our lifetime. Yeah. I mean, in terms of reality TV, it's one of the most successful reality TV shows of all time. Like, the same cast for 12 years is absurd. It is. It is. It probably, I mean, I don't want to say saved Bravo. That's strong,
my God.
Yeah, it's a big one. I know there's a lot of listeners sad about this. So I feel like I needed to address it.
Yes.
I was watching Vanderpump clips all day yesterday.
Tens of listeners right now are
tens of thousands.
Chat's going wild.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
I can't tell if you're
Is there one person in the chat who's upset about it? if you're in the chat right now, thank you for hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Please let Tucker know if you're actually upset about this.
Or if you know what Vanderpump is.
Yeah.
But if you haven't watched it, it's very sad.
Okay.
Rebooting a cast is hard for.
I feel bad for you. I mean, there is not. I'm trying to think of something you could have said.
Imagine
for
if,
me
like,
personally, that I care less about, and I can't think of anything.
I mean,
but I do care for you because you're my friend, and
what's
I
a
can see
show?
the pain on your face.
What's a show you like?
I get it. I get
Yeah.
when I can understand the context of why.
But like
you're upset about
rebooting
this.
a cast.
I'm saying
Yeah.
this specific thing couldn't care. Never watched. Never
Yeah.
will. Don't care.
I will say they ended on a high note. Scandival was very good, but
Good.
yeah, it was weird being at the restaurant. It was a very touristy thing. We took a picture with the manager like this.
Did you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, food was only okay.
Oh, no,
I'll say that.
was
The pumptinis very sticky.
I'm guessing. I'm guessing it wasn't cheap either.
No. Here's what I'll say about LA. So we went with another couple, Chris, who you know,
Oh,
and his wife
shout out to
Tasha.
Chris.
Yeah,
Chris is great.
it
Big
is
Chris fan.
pretty much impossible to go out to eat in LA for
And not
4
spend
people
tons of money.
and not have the meal be less than like $600, $500.
Oh my god! You
Yeah.
should. If you're
Now,
not.
granted, we're going to nice places.
So
and getting drinks,
I made
but-
a face there. Tucker just looked at you like you were an alien just now.
I can
mean-
feed myself for a year for $500.
all you drink is milk, so I believe that. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah. But I had a steak,
Oh.
by the way, and I'm not a big steak guy. I'm still not after eating it,
Why
but
aren't you a big steak guy? Steaks are great.
I just think they all taste the same.
Oh,
Like it's just
no.
fine.
Oh,
Like
God, oh, no.
everyone's so hype on a steak. It's like it's such the basic guy food. Like everyone makes fun of the. By the way, holding a nice coffee.
No, I know.
Everyone says like basic girl stuff in the fall.
It
like
is
a
basic,
steak,
but,
yeah.
but again, it's for a reason.
But I
It's
think
basic
there-
because they're awesome.
But I think the steak love is more emotion than it is taste.
no, steak's great.
Disagree.
This is crazy. This is a
Disagree.
bad take by
Dude,
you.
the steak I got was, I would say, pretty pricey, and it tasted fine. But like, I ate half of it, and then I was like,
Yeah, you do. We're gonna.
"There's no reason to order that much."
We're gonna move
It
on. We're gonna. Move
Yeah.
on. Yeah. Let's move on.
was like a 20-ounce steak.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't order 20-ounce steak. If
Well,
you
now
you
I
don't like
know.
steak
Yeah.
that much.
Well, I was
Right?
excited.
Get like a fillet or something.
Nah, I wanted to get the best one they had. I was
That
in the mood.
fillet is the best cut of meat that there is.
Well, I mean, they're like well, yeah.
See, that's your thing. You're like, oh, it's the most expensive. It's probably
Yes,
gotta be-
exactly, right.
What a ridiculous way to order
I don't
something.
think completely
What
disagree.
what a absurd way.
I don't
to look at
disagree
it.
with you. I'm just
hold
letting
on,
you know
which
what
one's the
happened.
best? That one's most expensive. That has to be the best. What an absurd way to look at the world.
I don't disagree with you,
Okay.
but it's how I've decided to live my life. Look at this steak. Look at that steak. Looks good,
It
right?
looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the YouTube, no one can
Yeah.
see it.
I mean,
so
maybe
maybe I'll tweet it.
I'm speechless here. Like you're. All right, so
I don't even want me to say. I was at the restaurant. I was excited.
Like because not
I was
just
in a
those things, I'd be
mood.
Like, oh, fillet. That's like 8 ounces. That's perfect. It's
Yeah.
it's a
Is it
succulent cut of meat.
27-ounce steak, including the bone.
Why?
I
You got
agree.
Bone in?
You're
You're not a bone in guy.
of course I got bone in.
Why?
It looks cool.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna get a little cutlet or whatever at a
Looks
steakhouse.
cool.
Yeah.
You
What else am I getting a steak for? Not the taste. I'll tell you that much.
you are driving me crazy. How can anyone live?
You know
their
what's
life like this?
surprising?
You
They
are such
brought out like a
ridiculous
little
human
cup
sometimes.
of sauce for the steak. I thought the whole thing was you're not supposed to dip steak.
All of this is dubious now. You
agree.
You went to a reality TV restaurant.
Well, that's not where I
whatever
got
you
the steak. I got
Okay.
the steak somewhere else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to be fair, I got it at a steakhouse.
Okay.
It's cool. They had like a little room with all the meat in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just the idea of
Charcuterie
not
board.
ordering what you want to eat, but ordering what looks cool and is most expensive is as flawed a process as I've ever heard.
I'm not
about
disagreeing with
anything.
you.
Okay.
I'm
So-
just
so
letting you
why
know
don't
what I
change?
did.
Why don't you
Well, I don't do it all the
change?
time. I just do it when I'm out on vacation.
Change.
When I'm on vacation, I do it. It's like fun. Yeah.
It's a fun. It
Yeah, it
seems
is
like you
fun.
had as much fun.
I had a
as
great
you could
time.
have if you just ordered something you want to eat.
I had a great time until we paid the bills.
Yeah, and then you're like,
Yeah.
oh well, I could have enjoyed my meal.
Yeah,
and
or
paid-
we could have split the steak. We really would have been. Yeah,
let's
so-
talk Saquon.
let's do it.
You want some football news?
Oh,
Is it Eagles related?
whoa.
Oh, is it Daniel Jones related?
It's Daniel Jones related.
Oh, can I
Ooh,
guess?
Can we guess?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm
he
guessing
signed,
it's
he
not the
signed with a
Eagles,
team.
otherwise-
He signed with. I would be more excited.
Yeah,
He signed with
yeah.
the Eagles. He did not.
He definitely did not sign with the Eagles.
He did
It was
not
never
sign
He
with
going
the
should
to.
have if he was
It was
smart.
never going to happen.
I know, but
Like
he-
they made
he
it very
was-
clear.
Let me
Let
guess.
think.
Minnesota.
That's a really good guess.
Thank you.
That's probably the best guess. I'll choose something different just to.
I mean, San Francisco's not
That's interesting. Hold on.
bad. Also, apparently, you want to go to Baltimore. This is not going to be good podcasting.
Mm.
The last 5 minutes have not been the best.
I think it's been pretty good. Minus your horrendous view. on
Well, I think
steaks.
people will actually bring the steak up more than any football point.
Good. They should. if you're going to Baltimore, skewer Elliot.
Let's go get a
first.
steak.
Yeah,
Yeah,
please
yeah.
let me order for you next time.
I gladly.
All right.
I also hate when they're like, "How do you want it cooked?" I get so nervous.
What do
Medium.
you say?
I say medium well, but I feel like I should
Why?
say
That's your
rare.
problem.
I
Yeah.
agree. I get nervous. I don't know how to answer
But
it.
you know, but okay, let's go back to the initial thing of like how cool it looks and all
Right.
that. You know, it looks really uncool to
I
order
know.
a steak medium well.
I'm
like
aware.
you could not do something that is less cool to be
But
like
I'm just
medium well, please.
I agree. I think I did get medium rare this time, but I just get nervous when they ask. I don't know what to say. 'Cause I feel like it's one of those questions I should know the answer to.
But you
Like
do
it's like
know
I'm
it.
an idiot if we're like, oh, you don't know how like I don't know how I like my steak.
Don't order steaks. You're not allowed.
I
to
never
order-
do.
you're done.
I
You're
order
done.
one steak a year.
No
pretty
more
much.
steaks.
I agree. All right, who do you sign with?
I didn't guess. Let's go with. It's gonna be the Vikings.
It is the best.
Yeah. I was like, I know it's just the Vikings. Yeah. It's a good move by them.
All right, here. Let me. I don't think it's good by them, and here's why.
because it undercuts Darnold.
Yeah, like look, if they want to go to Daniel Jones, go to Daniel.
Well, they're
Jones.
not going to.
But
I
if
think-
I'm
I
Sam
think they are
Darnold-
signing to be a back.
I agree, but if
Yeah.
I'm Sam Darnold, I'm a little like, what's this all about?
Mm-mm.
And also, they already have the rookie guy.
well, he's hurt.
No, I know, but it's like it's pretty clear Darnold like is not going to be there next year. At least they're
Right.
not like super enthused about the idea
Yeah.
of him being there.
I
I don't watch him every week.
I
Maybe he's
get
been
it. You're
bad.
trying to win. Like, but light a fire under his ass. If he's not your long-term guy, if you don't have to worry about coddling him like some of these teams do.
I just
like,
think when
whatever.
you're 7-2 or whatever they are, like
9-2,
yeah,
buddy.
9. They're 9-2.
They're 9-2. Yeah.
Wow, they have the same record as the Eagles?
Yes.
Whoa, where have I been?
That's what I keep saying to you.
Knee deep in a steak. Wow, I could not be less afraid of them at 9-2.
That's what I'm saying
Wow.
to you.
Yeah,
All right.
Saquon.
Yes, Saquon.
So here's
Your
my
thoughts.
well,
Saquon.
I
Your-
know.
So for those who he is all of a sudden leaped up in the MVP voting. He's like third. He's not going to win. Josh Allen's going to win the MVP if it all plays out the way it.
Right.
And honestly, like it's hard to argue with that. Like I think Saquon deserves it.
So can I give you my argument?
I do think, like I think it's those two. If I would put Josh Allen and Saquon as the 1 and 2 deserving candidates, I do think it's hard. I think Josh Allen deserves it as much as Saquon.
So my argument against Josh Allen would be this. So I think Josh Allen is more valuable to the Bills than Saquon is.
It's
Let's just
inarguably
full stop,
Yeah.
right? He is. If they lost
It's
Josh
a more
Allen,
valuable position.
they'd be
but yeah,
donezo,
more
right?
valuable.
If the Eagles lost Saquon, they'd be in trouble.
in trouble,
but like
they could function.
they could in theory still
Yeah.
go, right? So that's true. But I also think we all need to do like a little self-reflecting and say that the MVP is a narrative award. Like I view MVP as like who was not only the best player, but like when I think of that season,
Mhm.
right? Like what do I think of, right? And this is unfair to great players. It's why like LeBron doesn't have an MVP for like 18
Mhm.
straight years.
Agree.
And it's why like Patrick Mahomes, right? But that's just the reality of the world we live in.
I
So
agree.
like while Josh Allen has been awesome this year and has been an incredibly valuable player, like I'm not gonna think about Josh Allen when I think about this year. Like it's hurting. It's unfair to him because he's great every year, so it doesn't stand out that he's great. But I think the story of the NFL this year is like more what Saquon's doing than what Josh Allen.
So I agree with that. I think that's a great argument.
Yeah.
I think Josh Allen has been the most valuable player.
Right.
So I think he probably should win the award. But I get your point. I think
Like,
it's a good argument.
Saquon's also been awesome.
I don't
It's
think
not
I
like-
think it's a narrative award in terms of how they vote for it. I don't think it should be.
But here's how you know.
I don't think the person who wins the MVP should be the best narrative of the season. I think it is a narrative. I do think that plays a role in how
Right.
they vote. But I think it should be the most valuable player.
It should
Like
be.
I think Josh Allen should win the MVP this year. I think Saquon will be my number 2.
So, but
again,
by
Josh
that
Allen-
argument,
Josh
like
Allen is doing it with so much less on his offense than Saquon is. Like, and I know Saquon's amazing, but Saquon has the best offensive line in football.
dude,
right
I
now.
agree with you.
Like, he has a great supporting cast around him. There are other options. They can't afford to just stack the box fully against Saquon because then you get beat by AJ, you get beat by Devontae.
Right.
Like Josh Allen has like James Cook,
I
full stop.
agree with you.
You know, what
Like
I mean?
Josh Allen's been unbelievable.
So
this
I
year.
think he should win it.
But I also think like,
Unpopular opinion.
but by your argument, like then Saquon probably shouldn't even be in like the top 10.
No, why? I
Because-
think Saquon's still been the most
Saquon
valuable
is
player on
not-
the Eagles.
But like, let's be honest here. Saquon is not a top 10 most valuable player.
oh,
in
I think
terms
he
of,
is. I
well,
think you're wrong about that.
Okay, well, let's go through it. Like, let's say that if you took them off the team,
Right, but
That's
but
the point I'm
It's
making.
obviously a combination of that and how value. But I do think that Saquon, what he has
Saquon
done,
is awesome. Like, this is
Yeah,
not an
I think
anti-Saquon.
I do
take.
think he's been that valuable to the Eagles through their. I
Right.
think he's his bigger reason.
He's probably top 10. I take that back.
Yeah, I
but
think he's
like
top, like,
Mahomes, Josh Allen,
but Mahomes
Lamar.
hasn't played great. Like that's the thing. Yes, he's more important because he's a quarterback. Like that's the issue with the MVP in the
Yeah.
NFL is that the quarterback is so much more important than any other position.
Right.
That it's
That's the tough.
it's hard to parse it
right.
apart.
And that's why I think that's why I think Saquon deserves it because I think what he's doing this year is more special and unique than what Josh Allen is doing.
I get it, but
Yeah.
that's not the award. I get it though.
But-
look, I would be fine if you want. I'm happy. I want him to win it. Obviously, I
Yeah.
just think that Josh Allen has been more valuable.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so also, I think the way it's just like such a silly award in some ways how it's handed out is 2 weeks ago. Me and you were talking about, and it's like, oh, it's like a nice thing to think about. Now all of a sudden he's third.
Dude, he
right?
was behind Sam
I know.
Donald and Geno Smith.
It's crazy.
And,
And now he's third. He's ahead of Jalen now. It's
Yeah.
also crazy that the Eagles have 2 players in the top 5.
Oh, it's
MVP
nuts.
odds.
Yeah.
So I think Saquon will win the MVP if they win out and he gets over 2,000 yards rushing.
I agree.
I think that's the
I agree.
that's the,
if he
the
breaks
formula.
the rushing record, MVP. Like
Yeah.
there are things where it's like he will get it if that happens.
Last thing.
I think he's probably gonna get to 2,000. Like again, like
I think he might break the single
he
season
might.
rushing record.
I think the reason I wouldn't bet on it is because of the fact that I do think that by the time this season ends, like the last game or 2 won't matter. I know with the Detroit
they
game,
might.
it might, but I'm guessing it won't. Like I'm guessing that it won't still be a 1 game difference. I'm just guessing. We'll see. It could.
Well, let me say this. I think like the Eagles will want I think there will be an interesting discussion between the front office and the players and the coaches because I think the players, like the offensive linemen,
Yeah,
who
they're
know
gonna
of a
want
lot
to
of
get
pool,
it.
they're gonna want to do it.
I agree.
And so it'll be an interesting
I
thing
agree
if in
with
that
the play.
final
It's gonna be
game,
fascinating.
and also isn't it against New York? Am I wrong
It
about
is.
that?
Yeah,
Could you
Wouldn't that be
imagine
amazing?
if he breaks the all-time single season rushing record? Like, look, I'm Mr. Keep your players
The
healthy.
last games against the Giants. That's pretty.
That'll
great.
be
Yeah.
a very interesting podcast.
gonna be
discussion
fascinating.
if they have nothing to play for, but he's
Yeah.
like 130 yards short of the
It's gonna be
record.
fascinating.
Also, here's a take: Will the Giants just get? Will they fold, or will the Giants try to?
Oh,
stop
the
him?
Giants would do everything in their soul to
You think
stop
so?
him.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Because they might like Saquon.
I'm sure they like Saquon,
Yeah.
but I'm sure John Mara will be like, I will cut all of you. If you don't
Yeah.
you let this guy get this. Look, it's an amazing thing. Right now, it's it, and it's, you made this point. Obviously, the taking advantage of the Saquon season is so
Yeah.
important for the Eagles, but also like as a fan, like relish this, like cherish every moment of
Yeah.
this because this is a special.
Well, let's talk
season.
about that for a second
Yeah.
because you guys did it on the morning show. But like, 2 things. One, really quick, and talking about valuable. I don't think it's stated enough how much he's like saved this season. Like
Yeah.
they might have lost week 1 without him.
That's why I'm saying I think he's the second in MVP. Like I would put him after Josh
Right.
Allen. I
Like,
think he's that good.
Now, granted, he had a fair amount to do with them losing week 2. But week 3, like there's seasons on the line, and is that long touch? Like there's been, I feel like a few times this year where the offense has been somewhat dead,
and he just
he
goes.
just like boom and saves it. But in terms of all-time special seasons, I think if he keeps this up, which is obviously absurd, but let's just say he keeps it up because he's done it for 12 weeks now, and they win the Super Bowl, I think it'll be the best season we've ever seen in Philly sports history.
Yeah, I think certainly in our lifetime. I can't
Yeah, I mean, who
talk
cares
about.
right?
I mean, Wilts and winning
Yeah,
a title,
those- yeah,
Moses
yeah.
and those type of things. Or
Moses is closer to reality.
Schmidt
Yeah.
in '80 MVP wins the World Series. Like I think there have been a few years like that I don't remember or wasn't a part of. I'm trying to like rack my brain right now. Like
How many
'cause-
special seasons would you say you've seen in your lifetime?
Like
I'm thinking for me, like
all-time great special.
feel
You're
like-
talking like best in the history of the sport type season.
they come off your head
Yeah,
quickly.
it's
like
Ryan Howard in 2006. It's T.O.
Iverson in 01.
Iverson
T.O.
in
in 04.
01.
I'm not gonna lie, I think Carson at 17.
Yeah, Carson and Jalen
Yeah.
in 2022 felt like in the moment. We thought Jalen 2022.
I
might
don't
have
think
been
I'll
better than
remember
Carson.
Jalen in 2022.
Yeah.
The same,
I think you have to put Carson and Foles together. If you put Carson and Foles together as a special season, like that's the best Eagles season ever because it's the
I
quarterback.
think
and
what
then-
Saquon has going for him that T.O. did and Iverson did and Carson did is while it's happening, we're like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if we felt
Look,
that.
if they win the Super Bowl and he breaks the rushing record and is great in the playoffs, it will be the greatest
Yeah.
season of our lifetime.
Well, especially because it's the Eagles.
Well, yeah,
It just matters
No
more.
doubt, no
Like,
doubt.
it just does.
All right,
So-
one more thing before we get to final thoughts. The Shaq Barrett thing.
Oh,
Kinda
yeah.
interesting yesterday, and I think the vast majority of Eagles Twitter was like, Howie. I don't. First of all, like he's rights are owned by Miami, right? The trade deadline's done. Like, explain to me, A, if you think this is Eagles related, and B, if it is, how could he get here? Like they would have to cut him, I guess.
him, I think. I think the Dolphins would probably be like you don't want to play for us. You're not doing anything. Like it would basically be to keep him away from a team, but the Dolphins aren't even
Right, and the Dolphins would
could,
do
I
it for his agent. I'm assuming. It's
Yeah,
Drew
I think it
Rosenhaus,
would
it'd be like a solid. Right?
Yes,
Is the idea.
exactly. Right.
All right. So how real do you think that is?
So I do think the timing is absurd.
is very notable.
Yes.
And he was in Miami. Vic was there, that whole thing. I don't know if
I don't think
did they not play together?
no.
Okay.
He never played for the
I
Dolphins.
didn't think he played for. I
So
didn't
here's what
remember him
happened.
playing for the Dolphins either.
Yeah,
He's a buck.
me too, because I was confused.
That's why I was so confused. But I was like, oh, I guess he was there with last year.
No, so he's only ever played for the Broncos and the Bucks.
Yeah, the
he
Bucs,
signed
last thing I
for
remember.
Miami in March and retired in July.
Okay.
So he was under contract with the Dolphins. Because
Got
you're
it.
right. Like when they
That's
say
why
he's
I was
under
so
contract with the
confused.
Dolphins, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
But so here's what I would say about Shaq Barrett. If he is released, if he is a free agent, I think he would
That's a no-brainer.
It's the
like, why
best
not?
possible option.
Yeah,
they
by
could get.
far. I mean, they just picked up Charles Harris.
Yeah,
off the,
who whatever.
was a first-round pick, Derek Barnett draft, a
Right.
nice prospect. Never put it together. Is on a practice squad for a reason.
Yeah.
Shaq Barrett. And look, he's 32. His last 2 seasons were nowhere close to the 19.5 sacks. Or
No.
whatever.
Here's what I'll say: that Shaq Barrett. Sorry, that's who we're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Shaq Barrett in 2023 was 25th in the league in total hits, hurries, and sacks.
Wow.
I was stunned when I saw
Me
this.
too.
56. Last year he had more hits,
But the
hurries,
point
sacks
is
than
he
anybody.
had one transcendent season. He had 19
Yes,
sacks.
yes,
this
I agree
season.
with
saying
that,
He's never
yeah.
gotten back to that level.
Right.
He's still a really good
Yeah,
football player.
well-
32, so he's not like 37. He's not like way past
Right.
the age of
I mean, you need to view everything through the correct lens here.
that he's on
It
the
is week
market. Yeah.
13,
Yeah.
and you're trying to sign one of the most important positions in the
Yeah,
league. Like
it-
you're
it's
not getting
all-
anybody.
You're all just trying to put a band-aid on Max no
Correct.
matter what.
Yes,
But
yes.
that's about as big a band-aid as you're gonna find.
This is, I think, the best possible pickup they could have.
So how real do you think it is? Like I know the
I think if
timing
he's
on.
willing to play for him, they would do it.
Oh, I know they would. I'm saying,
Yeah.
how real do you think Shaq Barrett will be an Eagles? What I'm trying to say.
Um,
Because the timing was weird and all,
Right.
but who knows? It could be anything. with
so
that
the fact
thing.
they claim Charles Harris is a little interesting.
Agree.
'Cause I would think they know, right?
The point is,
But
if Shaq Barrett came back to play, if he's like, I don't want to be retired anymore, there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
Now it's either he's just going to play for the Dolphins and come back and be like, I just feel like playing, but that'd be weird,
well,
right?
did you see the clip of him talking earlier the year and saying essentially he'd only ever play for the Broncos or the Bucks?
I didn't see
Yeah.
that. No.
I mean, now look, things could change, right? Obviously, his opinion could have changed over
Mhm.
4 months. And the Bucks are a playoff team. Maybe he's going to go back and play for the
contender.
Bucs.
They're not a playoff
Or-
team. They're
Yes,
right now
they're-
the
sorry.
Falcons are ahead of the division.
Well, the other interesting thing is the Broncos are better than people
the
thought.
Broncos are a playoff. I mean,
So
they're
maybe-
the 7 seed out there.
Right. So maybe he's thinking I'll go play for them. But there's no question if he just wants to try to win and it's not a lifestyle choice, the Eagles are far and away the best
It's not even
option.
terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So should be fascinating.
I would say from 1 to 10, I'd give it a 3.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I
But I would obviously sign without.
I don't think I think it's an
Yeah.
absolute no-brainer.
And
If he is willing to come here and you can whatever maneuver it, why wouldn't
And what I'll say about the fact that he picked up Charles Harris,
Chuck
remember,
goes by Chuck?
does he?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe you. That was
Sad.
great. Elliot totally bought that.
That was a big decision by him.
I said that very, very
You
seriously.
did. Is that when they signed Ndamukong Suh, they also signed Linval Joseph. So I do
You're
think
right.
there's a
That's a
world
good
where
point.
they could just double up on these guys.
All right. Final thoughts, my friend.
So why do you think a washing machine has a delicate setting? And let me finish.
I
before-
think it's for undergarments and
Right,
stuff
all
like
right.
that.
Well-
Nice lace.
yes.
and
Well,
stuff.
I know what it's for, right?
Well,
But
you know,
if we're agreeing that every setting on the washing machine ends with the clothes clean, right? That's the goal. You put the clothes in, you put in the soap, and it ends clean, right? You get there different ways, delicate, whatever. Why would I ever choose the tough setting? If they can get my clothes clean delicately,
Well, but-
why would I ever not do it the
Because-
other way?
because it's meant for certain fabrics and certain things, so it won't clean your jeans or whatever. The delicate setting won't get your jeans clean, but it'll
we
get
sure about that?
lacy underwear or something clean.
Well, so I watched.
No, I'm not sure about any
That's
of this,
right.
but that's what I would assume based on
But I would think
knowledge
that if
and
you put
context.
anything in on any setting, it ends clean.
No, I don't think
don't
so.
think so?
No. I think certain things have to be washed harder, or certain things you need to get a stain out.
I mean, I put my gym stuff
again,
in a
Emily does
delicate.
all my laundry. I've not done laundry in
Interesting.
15
Me and Kristen
years.
each do our own laundry.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Wow.
when I need to wash stuff, I do
Kinda
it.
weird, right? Tuck got a little.
I couldn't decide if that's weird.
Oh, it's
or
a little
not.
weird. I think mostly it's all right. She does the laundry. She does this. I take out.
We
the
have that
trash.
stuff.
Yeah.
I do the dishes, she cooks. I take
That's
the trash
generally
out,
what
she
it is.
cleans.
Yes,
right,
exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
but the wash we do
No, that's
Yeah.
weird. So I haven't done laundry in 15 years.
So I think there's
touched a piece of laundry.
a couple reasons.
Emily won't even let me put it away because I'm bad at folding.
Right.
So yeah.
So this I understand. Tucker, I don't know how you guys do your wash, but I think because there are certain items of hers that don't go in the dryer.
Well, I think that that's why.
So I don't
she
know
should
those
probably
things.
just do
Right,
yours.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
But anyway,
you're
that's
being real about it.
well. But I also I like to do my clothes when I like to do them. Like I need them clean now, I'll go put them in.
Uh-huh.
I also, you know what I hate? When there's towels that are in the washer, like just waiting to be washed, and then I put my clothes in with those
I
towels.
can't relate, buddy.
I know this is it. I just think why not wash everything on delicate? Like if we can agree it can get closed, it can get cleaned in a soft, nice, delicate way.
Mhm.
Why do I want the washing machine like beating my clothes up?
Maybe they deserve it.
That's a good point.
Oh,
Not my
damn.
clothes. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I
I also hate when stuff shrinks in the wash.
Sure. You shouldn't dry stuff. It usually shrinks in the dryer, not the wash.
Which is an absurd thing. Like you would think that we'd have a machine where it was very clear about how
Well,
not
it's
to
about
ruin.
heat.
I know, I get it, but it's a pretty wild thing that we just accept you have to do it correctly.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I think that there's probably a reason that there's delicate setting. Is really my
Yeah, no, the reason is what you said.
Yeah.
Is that for
so
things
my guess is that it won't get your other clothes clean enough. Is my guess.
I would almost bet my life. In fact, I think I would bet my life that if I put any piece of my clothing in on delicate, it would come out of the wash clean.
I don't know if that's true or not. I mean, clean to a certain degree, but it might not get a stain out. It might not clean it the way you want it. Like, I don't know. Again,
Now, a
I'm
stain's a
speaking from-
specialty item.
Speaking from ignorance here.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
All right. My final thought. So, I was watching Godfather 2 over the weekend because I had watched Godfather 1 last weekend. So I had to watch Godfather 2 this weekend. I have so many thoughts. I'll split them up. But first and foremost, Godfather 1 is better than Godfather 2.
Yeah, not even close.
It just is. I won't. Are you ever going to watch?
No, I'm never going to watch it. And even if you tried to spoil it, you would be unable to.
So disappointed.
You could literally tell me the exact
Why
plot.
don't you watch the greatest 2 movies ever
I just
made?
have no interest.
Everyone agrees.
I have no interest.
We all agree. It's the best. Whatever.
I don't know what to tell you. It
So-
just doesn't pique my interest.
Yeah. Well, that's your loss. Because you didn't try it.
Well, I don't want to try it
How do you know?
because I've seen enough clips. It looks
Uh-huh.
old. I don't know. I'm just not into it.
It's
not my type of thing.
Anymore. That's the thing. Unless it's in black and white with all the remastering and stuff, that's one of the things you watch it. You're like, wow, this looks like it was shot today. Because it's
There's no way I think that.
well, you never do. But
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, it really,
Yeah.
it really does. But I had the thought when I'm watching Godfather 2, and it's a weird thought where I'm like, and I have it now every time I watch one of my favorite movies, fiction, whatever these movies, I go back to these things.
Yes.
Like you and
Land
Christmas
Before
movies
Time.
every year. Yes. I always think now, is this the last time I'm going to watch this movie before I watch it with Zoe?
Interesting.
And
And
it's
you're
a-
going a different way.
It's
with
a
it
really
for a second.
fascinating thought when I watch, and it's probably not
Right,
with
didn't
Godfather.
you?
I have no idea what other way.
I thought
we're
you were
gonna-
gonna say before I die.
Ever.
That's
Yeah,
really
that's where I
dark.
thought you were going.
Wow,
with
I
it.
did not. I'm not at that stage in my life.
No, I
yet.
know none of
But
us
you know
are.
what? I
but
probably will when
yeah,
I'm like
yeah.
80 and I watch these movies. I'll probably think this is last, and that's
Well, it is crazy to think.
But without Zoe, I can't.
Yeah.
Probably not Godfather. Probably watch it again before Zoe's ready for
Man,
it.
let me tell you something. If Zoe only knew the pressure she had coming in her
Oh,
life to
yeah.
watch all these old movies.
Oh yeah.
There will be very few kids
Yeah.
in 7th grade that have watched more.
Well, they
old
better.
movies
Yeah,
than
yeah.
Zoe.
I wish I could get you to watch it.
You can't. I hope Zoe's willing to embrace it, because otherwise this could be a real
Well,
point
I'll
of
just,
contention.
she'll
She'll be a
I think we should
teenager.
have Elliot and her watch them together.
Ooh,
That would be really funny. Yeah.
Oh, yo,
We're both just playing on our
bit
phone.
coming in the
Yeah.
future.
Can you imagine the YouTube stream of me and Zoe just sitting watching? No one can even see what we're watching. It's just me and this, what is she, 7, 8 now? Yeah. Just
about to be sick.
yeah, just sitting on the couch watching a movie, bored out of our mind,
You wouldn't be bored. The Godfather is
scrolling on TikTok while
Best movie
God
ever
knows what's
made.
happening on the screen. Yeah.
ever made by anyone.
I just find hard to believe.
All right.
I mean, the best is subjective.
Well, most people have come to
Actually,
the agreement that the
Unless
Godfather
it's the
is-
most important,
Yeah.
most expensive steak.
There you
And
go.
I think there's
See?
no
Yeah.
questions about
You
it.
will. Yeah, that's a great example. You'll go and be like, "Well, this is the most expensive. I got it." But when everyone tells you this is the best movie, you're like, "Well, I don't really have to see that." That doesn't make sense. That
Just doesn't pique
jive.
my interest. Doesn't. I
Why?
don't know what to
Because
say.
it's old. That's it. That's
I'm
the
just
only
not
reason.
really into mobster movies. It's not my thing. It's old. I
It's
just
old. Just say
and
it's
the
old.
mobster movie thing. I
Oh.
don't see a lot of new mobster movies. The last mobster movie I would say I watched is probably The Departed, if you would call that a mobster movie, which I would.
Kinda. Sure.
Well, whatever
Yeah.
you want to call
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Did you like it?
I did. It was very good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Guess what's better than The Departed? The Godfather.
No way.
So much better than The Departed.
I'd be very.
I
surprised.
really like The Departed. It's a nice movie. It is. It pales. I mean, it's obviously not even as good as Goodfellas, much less. Godfather.
I've always said that. I always think of Goodfellas as grumpy old men. Like that. Yeah, I'm just letting you know what I think of when I.
We're done.
Yeah, it's fine.
We are very done. Check out the Parks Fix Pod tomorrow.
Watch Goodfellas. I
Watch
guess.
Godfather. Watch Goodfellas. Yes. Enrich your life.
Or you could watch a full season of Vanderpump.
Oh my God.
I tell you what I am doing. I'm going back and watching the first season. Now that I was at the restaurant and it's gone, there's no question about that. I will be doing that. I tried to get Kristen to do it last night. She wouldn't do it.
Yeah, it's a good job, Kristen.
Thank
You
you.
rewatch a reality season of TV before you watch The Godfather.
Without question.
He's Elliot James.
Right back.
Horrible. How am I supposed to do another pod with you right now?
I just,
leave you. Hey, hello. It is the Go Birds podcast presented by the Bet Parks Casino and Sportsbook app. You love to play, you play to win. You bet. Bet Parks. It's the Bet Parks Picks Pod. I'll have to try and move on from the disastrous last podcast we did.
It was fun, I thought.
Until the Godfather stuff happened. And
yeah.
I knew it was you. You broke my heart, Elliot.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like a line from the
That
movie.
is a lie. It's a
Yeah.
Come on. Fredo. I knew it was you.
Yes.
Broke my heart.
Fredo sounds like a name from Lord of the Rings. Like that's really that guy's
Frodo.
Sounds like Fredo.
Fredo is an Italian name.
I mean, you can't deny they sound similar. They have
Of course
most of
they
the
do.
same letters.
Frodo and Fredo.
Yes, exactly.
They do.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
sound
yeah.
similar. Yeah.
So
But
I'm
but
right
one
about
is like
right
a-
about that.
But one is an Italian name. The other's a
I get
made up
that.
name.
They're both
from
great
Middle
names.
Earth.
Yeah, well, I don't know what you want me to say. They're both great names.
Yeah. Fredo's all-time great character.
You don't meet a lot of Fredos. by the
Fredo,
way.
I think Fredo is the saddest. Like what you feel for Fredo is about the saddest you feel for any character in the history of movies. Up there in the
What
in the
about
running.
G Baby and Hardball?
I'm smart, Mikey. I'm smart.
Right?
So actually, G Baby's up there with the saddest.
I agree.
Best movie is. I mean,
Yeah.
Fredo's the number one all time without a doubt.
In your opinion,
I'm smart, Mikey. Not like they say.
that sounds like a sad thing to say because I'm guessing everyone thinks he's dumb based off
Not
that.
like
That
they
sounds
say,
like he's
Mikey.
been called dumb
I'm
his
your
whole
big
life.
brother,
Yeah,
Mikey.
yeah.
And you gotta look out for me.
This is unbelievable right now. This is good. That was a good impression. Way better than I expected. If you would have told me you were going to do a Fredo impression, I would have thought that could have gone way
Oh,
worse.
Fredo.
Yeah, I agree.
Just a dullard.
Dumb as a rock.
Yeah, he was. He
Yeah.
was a
I can
dullard.
tell.
Just a
Yeah,
dullard. Yeah.
Dullard's
Really,
a good
really
one.
sad. Thank you. You gotta watch it. Anyway,
Not going to.
I hate you for that.
I'm
it
just
makes
not
me so
going to.
angry with you. Like
I
why
would lose
you?
interest so quickly.
But why? How do you know?
I
How
just
do you
know me. I know me. It's like if I told you to watch Vanderpump.
I would try it. I'll make you a deal. I will watch Vanderpump if you watch
Well,
The Godfather.
All right, but I get to pick the season. Well, all right, fine, deal.
How long is the season of Vanderpump?
I mean, you don't have to watch because that's like 12 hours.
Okay.
Right. So, like, I mean, you will because it's amazing. It'll really like change your life.
I didn't really expect this. To get
Me and Zoe will watch Vanderpump.
Oh,
and
God,
then we'll watch.
Godfather,
We'll see
yeah.
which one she's more interested in.
all right. Well, this is interesting. Let's keep this thing going. If you watch Godfather, I will.
On the last
man,
pod,
that was-
I forget what we were talking about. Where it was like maybe you're old now. What was it? There's another maybe you're old thing. It was like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. I mean, I feel old every day.
Right.
Yeah.
But maybe
Was
it's the
it something to do
traveling.
with
It was the
travel.
Traveling.
That's what it was.
You know what else is like a I'm getting old thing?
Every day of my life. Tell me.
Like, I can't wait for football tomorrow on Thanksgiving. I feel like I remember
Mm.
last year we might have had this discussion on the pod because we've now
We've
done a lot
definitely
of
battled about the Thanksgiving versus Christmas, where I think
Well,
Thanksgiving
no, I mean that's
is by far the best holiday. Nothing's even
yeah.
in
Christmas is way better.
like
but
the-
regardless.
arguably the best day of the year.
Well, the
Thanksgiving.
nice thing about Christmas is it's not a day; it's a month. Thanksgiving is a day, but regardless, I feel like we've had the discussion about like they should change the Thanksgiving Day games.
I have not said that.
I think I might have.
Yeah, I think that sounds like anything you would
I'm
say.
like kind of pumped, and maybe it's because they're good now.
Yeah.
But like,
No, this is the most excited I've ever been to watch Lions.
yeah, like
there's any
I
question
think
about
like
it.
the Lions, like Thanksgiving Day,
It's
like
gonna be awesome.
Dan Campbell is also the perfect coach. You know, I can just picture him like crying and eating turkey, just being like, "This is what life's
You
about."
love Dan Campbell.
I've always have, always will. I mean, he's not as good as coach as Nick, but
I love the guy.
but I'm pumped for football tomorrow.
I agree.
Also, I'll say that with some not great games, like because who's Dallas play? It's probably-
Giants. About
Yeah.
as bad a Thanksgiving game as you're gonna get.
That's embarrassing.
Honestly, it is in the running for worst Thanksgiving.
Do you think
Day
they'll ever
game I've
flex a
remember.
game off Thanksgiving?
No.
I don't think so either. But this would be up there. For,
Well, they can't flex the Cowboys and Lions.
no, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, they could if they had a
They had
backbone.
any-
There's no rule. They have to like.
If they had a pair.
Yeah, if they had a
flex them out.
spine, they would flex the Cowboys out. I can only imagine the call of Jerry Jones getting like, "Yeah, hey, guess what? You're not playing on Thanksgiving."
You'd be like, Roger, guess what? You're fired.
I think there's a
Get
better
out.
shot they'd flex the Giants out and like move opponents
Yes,
around
I agree
before.
with you, without a doubt.
But gambling on Thanksgiving.
It's amazing.
Because here's what's fun about it. So like it's a group
I love
act.
that Elliot's finally like on board with the things that we've been doing for years now.
Yeah,
welcome aboard. I'm so happy that you're
Thank you.
finally where we're at.
Thank you.
Yes.
I feel like it's like a group activity on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You know, like
we're all in the, because we're all
what do you want to
watching the
do?
same
You put in
game.
an insane parlay. Everyone sits around. Like your parents barely understand it, but it's like, oh, what's he need? 45 yards. Like, I'm excited.
I can tell. Look at you. This is good. All right, let's dive in then. Because again, like we mentioned in the last pod, just white hot. It's
Unbelievable.
You say unbelievable sometimes, and I'm like, well, yeah, but,
No, this
it is
maybe one of the best
this is
accomplishments
actually
of my life.
unbelievable. Like what we have been doing. So let me pull this up real quick because it is actually unbelievable. Like I look at it and I can't believe that it's actually happening. So let me go here.
As you try to find it.
God,
Yeah.
Twitter is so difficult to work with these days.
X.
All right. So Elliot this year is 95-64.
Which is, by the way, absurd.
It's ridiculous.
I didn't even know the Vikings were 9-2.
I know. And I'm 97-62.
Crazy.
Like we are kicking ass this year.
Why do you think it is?
I don't know. We just got to read this here.
I think I've probably been copying you more, if I'm being completely honest. I think that's the main prize here, like the main answer.
I look, whatever it is, we always joke, oh, bet against us.
Right.
You can make money this year.
Yes.
Get the Bet Parks app open.
You could have already made money.
You could be way up.
As you are getting ready to Christmas shop, you could have more money if you would have just done it.
Yeah. Even if you just did our parlays, five.
Yeah, we got a little cocky last week.
That
was on me. It was on me.
You were
Hands
like,
up.
let's just go for it.
Yeah, no, it was me. Hands up.
I think we could have one cocky.
Should we do a Thanksgiving parlay in addition?
Oh,
I think so. For fun. Just
for funsies.
Yeah, it doesn't count on the official round.
I agree with
the
that.
picks do, but the parlay does.
Okay, I like this. And shout out to Stokes, by the way. Just kicking ass. Thank you.
Well, did you see he tracks the margin of my guess versus his? Have you seen this?
No, he does that too.
Yeah, I think I'm normally within like 1.8 points of the spread, which is also I think pretty good. And he's even closer, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty nice.
Dude, I love a good spreadsheet. Like when he tweets it out.
I know you do. Yeah, I know you do. You're Mr. Spreadsheet.
I am.
I know. I am agita when
I have a lead spreadsheet. Have I showed? Yeah.
No.
Oh, it's like what they need. I'm not even gonna get it.
No, please do. It's the nerdiest thing you've said all show.
I'll show it to you right now. So it's a spreadsheet where for each game of the season, how many points they need. Okay, so I have it's all color coded. And it has like 12 categories.
And it's just for funsies. Like,
just for fun. Yeah. There's nothing that brings me more joy than after they win going in and putting the little thing as green.
So it's funny because I don't
see it. So I have
he's so excited to show
I have opponent.
You want to see it too?
Points goal, points gained, should have points, point total,
man.
On pace, dropped points, gained points, last year point total, 2024 point total.
You're insane. This is insane.
It should have points.
Yeah.
So how many points they should have if they win the games I thought they would win.
My God. Yeah. This is like, I love that. I thought this was like super nerdy and then it was way nerdy.
Dude, if you're an Eagles.
I was going to say like, I enjoy crossing movies off my list when I watch a movie, like putting the line through them. That is like nothing compared to the insanity of this.
I look green and blue for home away because
man.
Blue and yellow for home away because
the colors are blue. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, really impressed.
When they win and I get to put that check green, it's
a thrill.
Yeah, when I put it red, it's
what a ride.
Demoralizing.
Okay. Wow. All right. I'm happy we did that.
That's where I'm at.
That was good. All right, let's plow through these games here. Thursday, Thanksgiving football. Bears and the Lions, aforementioned game.
So I think the Bears are going to make this a game. That's my first take. I think the Bears are a little better than we think. They play teams close. They lose a lot of close games, but they lose a lot of like weird ways. I'm going to guess the spread is Detroit +6.
Minus.
Yeah, sorry.
Detroit is a 10-point
on
Thanksgiving.
I want the Bears.
I do too. It just feels like too many points. I feel
divisional game.
Yeah, I feel like it's a mistake.
The Bears
barely
should have beat the Packers.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like it.
That being said,
like too many points.
Dan Campbell loves Thanksgiving, so I do feel like
the Lions just whoop up on teams.
Yeah,
Even when they like last week against the Colts, they covered because they won 24-6. It's like okay, win. I'm with you. I'm taking the Bears too, but like we'll put it in the Thanksgiving party. That's not overall.
We're gonna go I agree.
But we're on the same page.
So that we're gonna do Bears +10.
So I bet on every game on Thanksgiving because it's Thanksgiving and you're just watching one game and all that. Like This is the least I've ever wanted to bet on a football
I can't
game
even
that I'm
process
going
what
to
the
bet on
score
it.
would be.
The Giants at the Cowboys. Like so the good news for the Giants, it looks like Drew Lock might play because Tommy DeVito might not be able to.
Yeah, I saw
So
that. Yeah.
like they could back into the better quarterback. Play,
I mean, like,
shout out to Uncle Rick, Drew Lock's biggest fan.
yeah. Also,
my uncle loves Drew Lock.
Uncle Rick, I still have the Bet Parks ticket for the Giants to win the division.
Throw that one
Something tells me
draft,
that's not going to happen. I'm going to go. It should be a pick 'em, but I'm going to go. Well, Cowboys just won, actually. Cowboys -4.
3.5. Nice guess. Very good guess. I like that there's stakes on your guessing now.
Yeah, for
that
real.
someone's holding you accountable for this, and thus you actually really should care.
I'm gonna go Cowboys. Cowboys -4, like with 3.5. I'm picking.
I'm definitely taking the. I think the Giants are the worst team in football. And I guess
I agree with that.
You know what I said that like it was some like massive thing. They have the first pick right now, so I guess that's not that.
Well,
crazy
I think the way you put it, if I could play one team right now, I would pick the Giants.
Exactly. I would pick the Giants to lose to every team in football.
Yes, I agree.
I would take the Panthers over them.
Yeah. Is Bryce Young kind of
frisky?
Yeah.
He had some throws in that game where I was like, damn, kid.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
He was like, all right, he wasn't number one pick for a reason. I guess.
No, I know, but considering his career has been over already.
He's way too tiny. I don't think it's going to work, but like some throws.
Yes.
All right. So far, we are like vibing on this Thanksgiving parlay.
What happens when you copy?
All right. Last one. This is a fun game on Thursday. Not like the best game ever, but Dolphins at Packers. I could take that on a Thanksgiving night.
Dolphins and Packers.
In Green Bay.
Weird one.
It's a weird game, right? It's a weird matchup.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like.
I almost think like those teams probably never played.
It's the first time.
Yeah, I really think
ever matched up.
I would bet they played like 12 times.
Can you believe it's the first time they've ever matched up?
I'm going to go Packers -5.5.
It's 3.
Ooh.
Weird line.
I mean, have you seen since Tua's been back, he has 11 touchdowns and 1 interception.
Yeah, Tua's all right.
By the way, I've never seen Kristen more disappointed last week when she started Kyler over Tua.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah, it did.
So I've gotten very lucky with this in that Emily really doesn't care that much. Like she wants to win.
Right.
She wants to, but like she takes losses in stride.
Kristen, not as much. Not as much. Which is why when she asks me advice, I'm just like, God, don't make me answer.
Yeah.
There's no positive for me.
No.
If I'm right, like who cares?
So
if
I
I'm
love
wrong.
to, whenever I get asked for like fantasy advice, I'm always like, listen.
Just what I say.
I'm like, you know your team better than anybody.
Oh, that's good.
It's good, right?
Good.
Yeah,
I always go, mine is like,
listen,
honestly,
I haven't really been following him, but like, you know your team.
That's good.
Trust your gut.
I always go with the like, honestly, I pay so much attention to the Eagles. I'm bad at fantasy.
There you go.
That's my go-to.
Trust your gut is a big.
I'm going to take the Packers.
I'm clearly taking it back.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got our parlay.
Yeah. So Chicago, Dallas.
Our fun little Thanksgiving parlay.
Right.
Let's put it in here. See what we get on it. We got Bears +10.
Yep.
We have the Cowboys -2. Do we want to go money line or go -3.5?
I'll do money line.
Yeah. Why
no,
not?
let's do the 3.5.
All right.
The Giants blow.
It's Thanksgiving. And then the Packers -3 +575. Not too bad.
All
So
right.
that's our fun. Doesn't count against the parlay record, but the games count. Parlay. All right. Let's dive in now. And let's get to the rest of the football games.
Yes.
We have a whole weekend of football, believe it or not. We actually have a Friday game, Elliot. The famed Black Friday game. And it's a bad one. Raiders and Chiefs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Chiefs.
Sure.
Well, I'm just saying.
You're right. No, you're right. The Chiefs can make any game close.
Yeah. Well, and also if they are.
The Chiefs can play tight against anyone. So.
Oh, by the way, when I was in LA, I drove right by Taylor Swift's house. No big deal to me, but I figured I should tell you. Like,
did that really warrant the 5
like
seconds?
literally, like I could have touched the door to be clear, the outside of the house, not
the
like,
gate.
I didn't
I'm
jump
sure
over the gate. yeah, just
figured.
before.
I don't care.
Yeah. Well, I would care if I were you. She's probably the most famous person in the world.
Who cares about her house?
She probably does.
She probably does.
Yeah.
It's a really good point.
I'm gonna go Kansas City -7.5, 6.5.
Not going to help your spread here.
No.
Kansas City is a 12.5.
Wow, I'm surprised they still get this many points. Like
I too. Every week do they ever cover the spread? I don't think they've
No.
covered all year. That being
said,
they're 0-11 against the spread. It's
I'm gonna
amazing.
take the Chiefs. The Raiders blow, man. And I don't even know who's starting for them. Is it Aiden O'Connell or whatever his name is? Yeah.
I think they're really bad too. It just doesn't feel like the Chiefs.
It's in Kansas City?
It's in Kansas City.
Yeah, come on.
So it doesn't feel like the Chiefs blow out anybody.
Yeah, but the Raiders might not score like 12 points. You
Raiders
gotta
are
pick,
really bad.
or at
I
least
know.
talk while you're
I
thinking.
know. I'm
Yeah.
just thinking. All right, I'll take the Chiefs, but I don't feel really good about
Not
it.
a parlay game.
No. All right. This is a fun little game here. A little frisky little game. The Cardinals at the Vikings.
Man, what a loss for the Cardinals. Like a chance to really be a big boy team and just completely no-showed.
No-showed.
Yeah.
Why am I not surprised?
Well, Kyler.
Gannon.
Certainly not Gannon.
Gannon.
I would say
Coach just doesn't have pew, pew, pew,
yeah.
pew, pew.
In Minnesota.
In Minnesota.
Vikings -5.
3.5.
Okay. I'll take the Vikings. Unless Darnold's getting ready to like feel the heat.
I don't think he's feeling the heat.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the Cardinals to bounce back after last week.
Wow. All right.
I don't feel good about it, but it's like the Vikings. I'm not in on the Vikings.
I agree, but like in Minnesota, well, that's a dome.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna stick with the Vikings, but there's not a parlay game.
All right. Houston at the Jaguars.
I love that they're not firing Doug, by the way.
It is amazing. Well, you're
yeah.
Who are the Jaguars?
I agree. Who are they to fire Doug?
They listen.
And
to
they're
believe
heeding
you.
my
They're
advice.
Eliot
Yes,
Shorr-Parks
they are
fans.
being the Jaguars. I'm gonna go.
It is wild though. When they lost 52-6, I would have bet a large portion of my whatever my
80%
net
of
worth
teams
is.
would have
It's
fired
not
him.
much. I would have bet a large portion of it.
80% of teams.
Yeah.
Would have fired him. I'm gonna go Houston minus. I'm just gonna go 7.
5.
Not gonna help my average.
No, you're off.
Yeah, I'm off today.
Disappointing as a football team.
Yeah, I agree. Also, like, could be the new poster child for your quarterbacks every
Can
year.
I get a little credit for that? I mean, come on.
I'm just
What did I
yeah,
say?
this is like your new poster. Like in 4 years when we're like,
I know.
you're gonna
Just
remember
like,
CJ
just
Stroud.
like now, everyone's like, oh, the first month of the season's preseason. It's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I said that.
yeah.
Forever.
Now the tough thing is the records count.
Even the
but
players say it. Like Saquon's like, we were looking at his preseason. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Obviously the record counts. But I'm gonna go. I'll take Houston.
I will too. I don't
hate it as a parlay game. 5.5's not a ton of points.
I just can't trust Houston after they embarrassed us last week in the parlay.
That's fair.
That was really disappointing. All right. Colts and Patriots.
Colts at Patriots. Yeah.
Patriots really disappointed me last
I agree.
I thought they were frisky, and then the Dolphins just whooped them.
Yeah. I also said to Kristen, I think the Patriots have a good defense, and then Tua put up.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
no.
bad. I'm gonna go Colts. No, well, in New England. I'm gonna go like Patriots -2. But I actually hate that. Hold on. No. I'm taking it back. The face doesn't count. I'm gonna go Colts +3. I mean -3.
So it is Colts -3, but I don't know if you should get.
I think I should. I pretty instantly changed my mind. Just to
I
be
did
clear.
make a face.
You did make a face, but I don't think it should count.
Okay.
Just put it out.
Stokes
Colts -3.
Stokes, do with that what you will.
Stokes, I think you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the Colts.
I will too. I feel actually pretty good about
Yeah.
this one. So maybe that's a part of the game. All right. Chargers at the Falcons. That's an interesting one. 2 playoff teams battling it out.
Yeah, which like talk about all-time not real contenders.
No, I know.
Last week I was in on the Chargers. I'm out.
Yeah, I wasn't.
By the way, Nick Sirianni, #1 winning percentage among all active.
I know now that Harbaugh lost.
Fun day on the island.
No big deal.
I'm gonna go in Atlanta.
The game is in Hotlanta. Hot town.
Chargers -2.
2.5.
It's a good one.
Look at you. You're back after cheating on that Colts.
I'm gonna take the Chargers, I think. I mean, if they are legit, they'll win the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Chargers too.
Yeah, you can't lose in it.
I'm out on the Falcons. I think the Bucs win that division.
I'd be curious to know how many teams ever won the Super Bowl that lost in Atlanta that year. I think that's like a good litmus test.
What a weird.
Like if you lose to the Falcons in Atlanta, like I don't
really want to go here. I mean, the Eagles lost the Falcons this year.
Not in Atlanta.
I know, but they still. I mean,
in Atlanta is the key part.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's a non-serious football town. Like I'd just be curious to know. It's really good. Yeah.
Mike Quick, Seth Turner, Jody Mack, Mark Zumoff, Rob Ellis, Joe Conklin,
and us.
That's right. See, I didn't even need to point at you that time. Eliot Shorr-Parks,
yeah.
James Seltzer. We are the BetParks lineup. BetParks, the official sportsbook and online casino of the Go Birds Pod, the only sportsbook and online casino that we use that we recommend. It's the best. Every weekend, BetParks presents the double the spread option on one select pro football game. Check the app Friday afternoon. Find out what think about the excitement of opening up the app on Friday afternoon and being like, I wonder what's going to be.
Yeah.
Double the spread. Bang!
Well,
look at that.
The double spread's also like a automatic. Like, just bet it.
Yeah, it's such a great deal. I mean, again, the spread is the spread for a reason.
Yeah.
So, when it gets doubled, that's a pretty good deal. It's there every weekend. BetParks presents the double the spread. Check it out on Friday. Plus, you can bet more than the score. You can bet player touchdowns, rushing yards, passing yards, interceptions, and so much more. Join us right now in the BetParks Casino and Sportsbook app. Plus, in addition to the betting on all these football games, we're going to be watching them anyway. It's so much fun. You got a casino right in your hands. You play blackjack, craps, roulette.
Baccarat.
Nailed it.
You know, it'd be a fun bet.
What?
Bet over interceptions for Drew Lock and Cooper Rush.
Ooh, I like that. Yes, that's a great bet. I'm guessing there will be some picks in that.
Yeah,
one.
I think so.
Join us now. Again, play all these games and additional online slot games like Breaking Bad, Peaky Blinders, based on your favorite TV shows, and much, much more. Enjoy all the action of a casino right at your fingertips. Plus, listen to this deal. New users, download the BetParks Casino and Sportsbook app. Get up to $1,000. Yes, up to $1,000 in casino bonus bag if you're down the first 24 hours. Casino bonus must be wagered. See betparks.com for the details. You must be 21. Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Michigan, Ohio. Gambling problem. Go and enter gambling.
You want to hear something funny?
I do.
So this past weekend in LA, I went to that that new age sports bar, Cosm, which is unbelievable.
I don't know about it. Is it like
I texted you the video.
Yeah.
Dude, the future of sports, just full stop. But whatever. So here's a funny thing. So
whatever.
So yeah, no big deal. But we went to see Dallas versus Washington, and we left at the 2-minute warning because I'm like, I have to get to the tailgate. So we sat through like
it was like a 13-9 at that point.
Yeah. And then the last 2 minutes, there's like every single touchdown in the world is scored. Yeah, it was bad timing.
Yeah, that couldn't have. That was doesn't Kristen own Terry McLaurin?
No, but she has Austin Eckler.
Okay, so the Terry McLaurin thing that was the best way if you're a fantasy owner to possibly play out.
It's crazy.
You get that long touchdown, they miss the thing, you still lose. They still lose, but it was like amazing.
Well, you know what's funny? The table next to us, so the seats we were in, you had to pay for, and like that, they weren't like super cheap. But
future of sports, okay.
Yeah. But the table next to us was literally as we were walking out, was like, how could you buy these tickets and leave at the 2-minute warning? That was like the fair point.
It is a fair point.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you want to know how many Super Bowl champions have lost in Atlanta?
I do.
You could look that up that quickly?
4.
Huh.
Which ones? Are they real champions or like?
Yeah, like 49ers in 81.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
93 Cowboys.
Oh, it's an all-time great team.
2010 Packers.
Aaron Rodgers.
87 Washington.
So I will say like 3 of those don't count to me. Like Atlanta, like 30 years.
What do you mean don't count?
Well, I'm just saying like 30 years ago, I don't know if Atlanta was a real team.
In total, teams are 14-4 in Atlanta the year to win the Super Bowl.
You keep setting the goalposts and then moving them back.
People say this, but like they're my goalposts. Like it's my opinion.
You're moving them.
Yeah, because my opinion changes.
No, yeah, I know. You're
Yeah. I'm just saying, beating Atlanta in 81.
Stick your guns.
Beating Atlanta in 81 is not the same as losing to them this year.
You can't make a bold statement and then back up on it the second you
I'm
find
not
out
backing
more
up. I'm just saying these
information
examples don't count.
You backed up.
The 2010 Packers count. Those ones count. 2010 Packers count.
All right, Steelers or Bengals?
Poor Bengals. I'm gonna go Steelers -4.
The Bengals.
What?
Are a 2.5-point home favorite against the Steelers.
Even though they're coming off a loss?
The Bengals.
The Steelers are, I'm saying.
Are a 2.5-point home favorite.
Obviously, I'm taking the Bengals. Like
they know something.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the same thing. Like I am taking to.
Yeah, I will not be betting against Vegas on this one.
Like, I don't need to know anything else. Like,
agreed.
That is a weird. Maybe there's some weird. Like, if someone out. For
Yeah.
Clearly a Bengals.
Yeah. The snow did look cool.
The moment it looked awesome.
Yeah.
Moment I looked at that line, I was like, well, that's a weird line.
Yeah, I'm not betting.
I don't think that one should count. Here's what I'll do for you. Even though I think you cheated on that other one, I don't think that one should count against you because it's such a weird line.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Stokes, do what you will.
Yeah.
All right. Seattle at the Jets. Man, Seahawks making a playoff push.
Seattle at the
Jets. They have an easy schedule.
Dude, the Jets just comically bad.
Dude, it is. I know I said this. It is the by far
it's
the funniest thing that has happened this season.
Like could not be going worse.
It is the best thing. Outside of the Eagles, the Jets are my favorite thing.
Well, you know it's so funny. Like,
by the way, we haven't talked about it. R.I.P. Joe Douglas is a GM. Sorry.
Yeah, I'd be interested in bringing him in.
Oh,
like a scouting guy? Yeah, for sure.
What do you mean?
It's just so funny.
Look, he did a great job drafting. It was just all the other stuff that killed him.
Right. Like, so we've talked. Like, I have a lot of friends that cover the Jets and Giants from my time at NJ.com.
No big deal.
No big deal to me. And it's so funny watching him tweet things like, like maybe Aaron Rodgers won't be back next year. Like, duh. It's like, like Dable's job might be on the line. Like, yeah, I would love to cover those teams just because I would crush it. Just like fire everybody. They're all trash. They all have to go. This whole organization's a disaster. Like, don't trick yourself into it. Like, so yeah. What's the game?
Oh, by the way, speaking of covering those teams in New York, guys, you see our the nonsense Giants pod we did, Sean Morash.
I did see that.
What a disastrous tweet that was. Like,
So,
came at BG for crying about. Like, it's like,
here's my
outta here,
thing with
loser.
it. And like, look, we both like Sean. Obviously, he's been
I
on the
think
pod.
he's very good.
I think he's very good. Like, here's the thing. It's just obviously not a serious take. So I'm surprised how many people reacted to it. Like, he doesn't feel that way. There's no way he actually feels that.
Right.
So he clearly just tweeted it as like to poke at people.
Yeah.
And everybody fell for it.
Yeah, you're
yeah.
right.
Yeah. Like,
can we just not poke people? Like, why is it that hard to not?
I certainly don't.
Just say what you feel. Like,
that's what I do. That's why when you always say moving the goalpost, I'm just saying how I feel in the moment.
I know, but the moving the goalpost is not. It's a different thing. My point is, like, you'll say something like, it's an unserious team if a team, and then, but then there are 4 Super Bowl winners, but then 3 of them don't count
because it was in like the 80s, and so I don't know what if Atlanta was serious or not. I'm talking about like in like the last 5-6 years. What do you want me to do? It's my
like to stop moving the goalpost. All right, Jets, Seahawks, and Jets.
There's also the assumption you know where the goalpost is to start, but regardless,
you do. You made the take. You said the statement. The statement was
right, but
your
I
statement.
only knew how I felt about it. Say it again.
Seahawks, and Jets.
Seahawks -5.
2.
Wow.
I know. The Jets. The Jets lines have been weird. I'm
taking Seattle, and I would parlay
bad
this
about
one.
it. I would too.
Yeah.
I think though Seattle, I'm a little nervous about it. I don't think Seattle's great.
I don't either. But like, and it would be very Jets
anti-Jets
to like win
Of course
a
it
few
would.
and
That's
mess
it,
their
yeah.
pickup. I'll go Seattle though.
I'll go Seattle too. I'm not sure it's a parlay. All right, Titans at your Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
Love them.
You
have burgundy and gold on them.
By the way, as part of being at this bar, you could see the whole crowd. Washington's still no atmosphere, which is wild.
Yeah. Maybe if they had a real owner.
Well, they do. It just takes time.
Loser.
Washington -4.
5.5.
Okay. I'll take Washington.
I'm gonna take Titans.
All right.
Coming off a win last week, the frisky.
Yeah.
Titans.
This is like gut check time for Washington.
Well, here's what I'll say. Will Levis, pretty good.
No.
I think he stinks. I'm not in on Will Levis. I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Last week. Okay.
Last 3 weeks, his numbers are actually quite good. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
No, I think he probably is not going to be a starting NFL quarterback.
I think he stinks, but I'm just saying he's played well the last 3 weeks. And
props to him.
All right, Rams at the Saints. We get to the 3-4-0-5ers. There's only one of them matters.
Rams at the Saints.
I mean, they literally have 2 horrible games and then us.
Yes.
So it's great.
Rams at the Saints. Rams -5.
3.
That's
I'll
a
take
little.
the Rams.
I'll take the Rams.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maybe a parlay game.
Yeah.
Bucks at the Panthers. Another trash game.
Wow.
So, Panthers are
a divisional matchup. Yeah, throw the record books out when the Bucks and the
Throw
Panthers
it out the
play.
window, buddy.
Yeah. Bucks minus. Will Shaquille Barrett be on the team? Bucks minus. I don't know. 6. I don't.
Yes!
Wow. Of course. Yeah. I felt great about it when I said it. I'll take. Honestly, I'm kind of into the Panthers.
So am I.
Panthers
I
plus
think they're
6.
frisky. I think it's gonna be a closer game.
Kind of in.
Bucks coming off a dominant win in Germany, no less. Right? Was that in Germany? No, it wasn't. Never mind.
I mean, it might have been if it was 2 weeks ago.
No, it was last week. I'm wrong.
Okay.
I'm wrong. It was in New York.
Yes, and he did the little DeVito.
Yeah, it was in New York. All right. Here we go. The birds.
Oh yeah.
The bird versus the other bird, the loser bird. Stupid Edgar Allan Poe poem. Like, really?
So
you're gonna name your team after a poem? What a loser thing to do.
So I'm gonna be clear about this. I'm gonna change my pick. If you hear me like on the radio, on here, I will make a different pick every single time.
This is the
I know.
Whatever you want.
This one counts. I agree.
Whatever you want.
I'm just letting you know
what you say now.
My official prediction on my Eagles picking record will not be until I tweet out the official pick.
Okay, that's
letting
fine.
you know.
That's fine. But for the purposes of the record,
for the purposes of this, I think I'm going to take Baltimore.
Oh no!
I'll just tell you.
Oh no!
I just think it's a tough spot. Like I think Baltimore is really good. Baltimore needs it more. I've always had this as a loss. Like, this could definitely be the Chiefs game from last year. I was like, they are not beating Kansas City.
I'm gonna pick the birds because I'm not afraid of Baltimore.
All right, fair enough.
No, honestly, I could see them losing. I'm just gonna pick the Birds because I've been on a roll picking the Birds.
Yeah, that's fair.
When they win, but this game could go either way.
Should I tweet out that the Ravens have a better quarterback head coach duo like I did for the Chiefs?
That would be
see if I can
hilarious.
See if I get yelled at again.
Yeah. Elliot, where's he at?
yeah, exactly.
All right. Sunday Night Football. The Niners at the Bills. Potentially put a fork in the Niners. Potentially.
Say the other team, Niners.
The Bills.
The Bills.
At the Bills. At MVP Josh Allen.
Oh, that's a tough one for the Niners. The Niners are kind of going through the bit of the gauntlet.
Niners are doing what happened last year. This is what it feels like. It got kind of hard to lose the Super Bowl and come back.
I said this every week for weeks last year. I mean, let me tell you this. I'm taking the Bills no matter what.
Yeah.
So the spread could be 8, and I would
I love the Bills.
But I'm gonna go Bills minus 4.
7.
I'll take the Bills.
Me too. Love them.
I will say it's a little high, but
it is. But I think the Niners stink.
Yeah, I agree.
mean, Brock Purdy will be back. It looks like.
Agreed.
What do you think? But all right, last one. We were worried about the Baltimore game getting flexed. Thank God it didn't, but for good reason, considering it's Browns Broncos on Monday night.
I'm gonna go Denver minus. Is it in Denver? You said
in Denver.
Denver minus 5. I feel like we're picking that a lot.
5.5.
There we go.
Hey,
right, there we
that,
go.
Stokes? Put that in the
yeah, exactly. Baby. There we go. All right.
Parlay.
Really like the Bills.
Love the Bills. So the Bills are in the parlay.
I was in on the Rams.
I like the Rams pick a lot too. Yeah, they're not losing.
And I would do Washington, but I know you're not.
No, I'm not doing Washington. Seattle at the Jets, kind of liked.
What was that, 2.5 or 3?
We like the Chargers at Atlanta, not a serious team. The Colts at the Patriots, I really like that one a lot.
I don't trust the Colts.
Okay. Okay.
The Chargers, well, wait, what was the other one we liked?
The Chargers at the Falcons. We like that.
No, I think I like Seattle more than the Chargers.
Seattle at the Jets, minus 2.
I'll be good on those.
I feel great about that. All right, here it is. Plus 630. Plus 637.
If we hit this one,
this is really
you're never going to hear
I'm
that.
Shocked this is
me too, yeah.
All right, so our official Go Birds parlay for the week. Obviously, we already told you Thanksgiving one. That is for fun.
Yes.
Doesn't count against the record.
Just for fun.
Official Go Birds parlay. Buffalo Bills minus 7. Los Angeles Rams minus 3. And the Seattle Seahawks minus 2.
I like it. I like it.
All right. Final thought.
I think, I don't know if this would qualify as earmuffs, but maybe it does.
Ooh.
I think
Tucker's freaking out right now.
No, I'm not going to curse. Don't worry. I think all sex scenes in movies should be edited out when they're shown on an airplane. Like if I'm watching a movie on an airplane, that's an
interesting point.
Just take it out. It's not that important to the scene, to the movie. Let's be real.
But yeah, I get your point.
It's just awkward.
Like 9.5 weeks, there's not much of a movie if you're gonna take out the sex.
Sure. I don't know what that is. But
you never heard of 9.5 weeks?
No.
Really?
Not a single thing about it. The first time I've even heard maybe first time in my life I've heard the phrase 9.5 weeks.
I am shocked by that.
I was watching
sexy movie.
So I was watching Anyone But You out for the second time. Glenn Powell, Sydney Sweeney.
It's the best Glenn Powell rom-com. Did you watch Set It Up yet?
I did not.
Set It Up is so much better. Like, watch Set It Up.
Sure.
It's a rom-com. It's a better version of what you're
But the difference
Zoe
is...
Deutsch is better than Sydney Sweeney. Like, it's just better.
Whoa.
She is.
Okay.
In that movie. And I like Sydney Sweeney. I thought Sydney Sweeney Immaculate was great. Like, I like Sydney Sweeney. I'm saying Zoe Deutsch and Glenn Powell in Set It Up are just way better together.
I would be stunned if they have the chemistry of Sydney Sweeney.
Watch,
dude. People thought they were having an affair. Though.
Watch the freaking movie.
Okay, all right.
I'm not telling you to watch The Godfather. I'm telling you to watch. You're like, I love this Glenn Powell rom-com. I'm like, oh, watch this other Glenn Powell rom-com.
Well,
okay?
But to be fair, I watched it on a plane, like where I don't have all the selections in the world. You know, like
it's on Netflix.
No, I know, but planes don't have Netflix. Planes have 30 movies.
I thought you watch on your laptop.
No, I watch it like on the back of the screen. Now, I will say a sex scene on your iPad, I don't think should have to be deleted. But I think if it's not even about the kids. It's just awkward. Like I'm sitting there. What am I going to do? Hit fast forward?
I agree with you. I think there's a good take. I don't think that is appropriate.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good take.
Thank you.
There you go. No pushback. I'm just saying watch the better Glenn Powell.
I'm not.
You're going to watch
I just forgot about it.
Set Up so good.
What's it called? Set Up?
Set It Up.
When was it made?
It was like, I don't know, like 5 years ago or something.
All right.
It's new. Don't worry.
Okay. Apparently, well, I know you know this.
It's got Taye Diggs, Lucy Liu, Zoe Deutsch.
You know what I wish I would have watched? I think Twister 2 or whatever.
I told you to watch.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm letting you know. Watch
it.
I think a lot of people watched it on the plane from LA.
Dude, it's so
talking
about. I watched it with Emily because she hadn't seen it. Twister is.
Have you seen Anyone But You?
Yeah, I saw Anyone. How do you think I would say? I wouldn't just say to you, this one's better now
without
watching
Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney. You saw it?
Of course.
Did you like it?
Who are you talking to? I've seen everything Glenn Powell's ever done. He's my favorite.
Yeah, I
Like,
forgot.
I love Glenn
most
Powell.
random
Like, what are you
fact.
talking about?
Yeah.
But also,
Did you like it?
I also love rom-coms. I'm like Mr. Rom-com. They're like, I watch every rom-com.
And you
ever.
really thought?
I can quote When Harry Met Sally beginning to end, like every line. Like,
And you really thought Glenn Powell and Zoe?
I thought they were good together, but I think Zoe Deutsch and Glenn are way better.
Yeah,
way better. Like,
yeah.
I'm
surprised by that.
I thought Anyone But You was a fine movie. Like, it's a solid.
Yeah, it's a nice. Just put it on.
It's
in the
fine.
background.
It's fine. Set it up's good.
All right.
Set up's a good.
Honestly, I might watch it tonight.
Trust me.
I'm gonna
Mr.
forget.
Glenn Powell is my favorite. Like, trust me.
All right. All right.
I love that.
I'm surprised. Think they have better chemistry. Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell.
They have better chemistry. It's a better movie. It's just
pretty
better.
into each other. in that
They do.
movie.
They have chemistry.
Yeah, they
But
do.
That's a great thing about Glenn Powell. Glenn Powell can have chemistry with anyone. That's why he's so great.
You love Glenn Powell.
great.
You,
He's my favorite.
I've never. It is like
He does have chemistry with anyone, though. He really does.
if
Watch
anyone ever
Twister,
asks me,
Daisy Edgar-Jones, who's a very good actress, kind of stiff, like kind of like wooden. They're great together. He's great with the girl in Hitman. That
dude, I'm not disputing you. I just like if anyone said to me, "What's the most surprising thing about James?" I would literally say his obsession with Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell.
Dude, and it's fine. Like I get it. I'm not saying it's crazy, but like it just.
Well, it's because Emily's really good at like seeing things.
I really think we need to title the pod "Anyone Can Have Chemistry with Glenn Powell."
It's true though.
The way you said it was like, "What are you kidding me?" It's Glenn Powell.
Emily's really good at like predicting, like she'll hear a song and she'll be like, "This song is awesome. I love it." And then like 2 months later, everyone's listening. You know what I mean? She's just
I'm pretty
got
good
that.
at that. Though.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm horrible at. Like I never. Glenn Powell's the one I got. Like I said
can tell
years ago. I'm like, this guy's awesome. He's gonna be a star, and now he's like a big star. So I'm riding my Glenn Powell.
Dude, I'm proud of you.
The one time I got one right.
I think it's a great take by
Thank
you.
you.
Just
Thank
you
you.
just love Glenn
Watch
Powell.
Set It Up.
Like it's
Watch
just
Set
like
It Up. Trust me. Watch.
all right.
Set It Up.
I will.
Okay. Because Anyone But You is fine. It's okay.
Yeah, it's a good watch.
I was a little disappointed with it. Is really what
I wasn't, but that's fine.
Yeah, but I had higher hopes. I mean,
I didn't have high hopes.
Yeah, I went in with
Yeah.
big hopes.
Right.
All right. So
Because it is Glenn Powell.
I did, yeah, and it's a rom-com. I love rom-coms. Like I'm Mr. Rom-com. Okay. I am.
Yeah.
Okay, so Godfather 2.
Oh my God, another Godfather 2.
I told you,
take.
I've got so
Okay,
many.
all right,
So many.
all right.
But seriously, and I want to. So do you know what Robert De Niro did for that movie? To play
I didn't know he
young
was
Vito
in it.
Corleone? So Robert De Niro learned Italian to play Vito Corleone. He did the whole role in Italian, the whole part
You're
of his
telling me in
losing.
Godfather 2, Robert De Niro is in it speaking Italian?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Talk about like a Mad Libs of things I would have never guessed.
Oh, you didn't know that? He plays young Vito Corleone moving from Italy to
So there's
America.
subtitles?
Yeah, like it's not half the movie. It's probably like a third of the movies in
Wow.
subtitles. Yeah. Yeah.
Fun fact.
Yeah. But he learned Italian to play the role and also watch hundreds of hours of Marlon Brando like tape. So watch tape. So like, and it is wild when you watch like
Good for him. Yeah.
Is Marlon Brando. It is wild. So
I mean, I feel like that's also fun.
imagine learning,
and now you know
imagine
Italian. Yeah.
It's like you for your job. You're like, oh, you got to learn Italian
Yeah.
for this.
I wish I would have learned
That's
Portuguese before I
amazing.
went to Brazil. I'll tell you that much. That was hard to
Going
communicate.
well.
Yeah. That's really
Imagine
cool.
learning a language for your job.
Yeah. I mean,
That's pretty
it's a
amazing.
helpful thing too.
Sure.
I always think about like that with actors getting in great shape for movies. It's like, oh no, I had to like get in the best
Well,
shape of
so
my
yes
life.
and
It was
no.
so hard.
I agree with that, but yes
Yeah.
and no. But it is like they're like when it's like gain a bunch of weight, lose.
No,
a bunch
I
of
know,
weight,
it's
yeah,
hard,
That's a
yeah.
different thing. But I agree with you. It's like, oh, you have.
If I was
And
an
also,
actor,
oh, you have to spend all day with a personal trainer. Like,
yeah.
tough.
Oh no, they're feeding me healthy,
how's he in
delicious
such
food.
great shape? It's his job. That's how.
Yeah. It's like when Rob McElhenney got
Unless
fat.
you're Joel Embiid, and then he
Here
refuses.
we go.
Yeah.
New clap.
Refuses to take care of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got that was pretty cool
I'm
too.
surprised for his health he did that.
Well, he's talked about it a lot.
No,
but-
I know. Yeah, it's like we get it.
Okay.
You're not Glenn Powell.
Watch It's Always Sunny. No, I mean, I think
Watch Always Sunny. I've watched Always Sunny.
you have.
Of course.
I never know with you. And
Yeah, I've seen like I don't know the first 4 seasons.
Oh, okay.
5
So
seasons,
watch the
whatever.
rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
think
think
it
it's the most
fell off a
laugh out.
little,
Oh,
but-
dude, that's crazy. It's the most laugh out loud show. That and South Park of my lifetime. I think.
Yeah. Well, you love 2 things you love: South Park and Glenn Powell.
Yeah,
No question.
I do. I love those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really do.
I do. All right. You got anything
Yeah.
else?
No.
No. Very much no. All right. Saturday at Parks will be on
At Baltimore.
at Baltimore, and then Sunday night after the game, Elliot will be on, and then we'll have a pod after that. All right. Until then, he's James.